Right. We're alive. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, getting there slowly.
How long are you on holidays for?
Just a couple of weeks, so I've only got I go back on the whatever the Monday is, not so Monday weeks. I think 8th or 9th or something like that. I think it is.
Yeah. Oh,
So but
better
mainly
holiday
been
than not.
mainly just been driving mum and dad around with doctors shit and hospital shit and all that sort of crap. So it's
Oh,
not really
typical.
not going anywhere or doing anything too major. Just chilling out and playing taxi service.
Oh, well, could be worse.
Yeah, I could be at work.
That's right. You could be bored shitless at work.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it'd be too busy at this time of year.
You'd hope not.
Nah, because
I
most of the
reckon,
Sparkies and stuff would be, some of them, they're just like sole trader guys might still be working, just doing little odd jobs and stuff. But all the sites are closed down and all that sort of stuff. So none of that stuff's going on. So
yeah, but it's weird. Like you go to some places, you think it'll be dead, and there's people everywhere, and then where
mm,
excuse me, should be people everywhere, it's dead.
yeah,
So it's just all over the place.
yeah, I think it's just a bit of a weird sort of Christmas and weird sort of holiday time at the moment. It's just yeah, I don't know. It's like a lot of people I know, like COVID's making a resurgence again. Because
Yeah. Oh,
obviously, as you know, like Beck had it. Few contracts I don't know from work have had it. A couple of people in some of the other branches have had it. A few COVID guys have had a few YouTube guys have had it too. So it's yeah, it's a bit going around again.
yeah, it's deciding to be a bitch again.
Yeah.
Mickey, Mickey's mum got it Christmas Eve,
Oh
so
shit.
it just ruined the whole Christmas
Well,
period.
that's what we thought was going to happen with us because obviously like Beck had it and she only got rid of it like because she did the 48-hour thing, so she tested herself one morning and made sure she was negative for like 3 consecutive days before anybody sort of went near her. But that was sort of if that didn't happen, then Christmas might have been cancelled, and obviously I had the you know dad in hospital and stuff, and he might not have been able to get out by Christmas, and mum's in a moon boot and all that sort of stuff. So it's like it was looking like Christmas was going to be cancelled altogether.
Yeah,
But then obviously everything sort of sorted itself out in a roundabout way. So it was just more low key sort of stuff, I think, this year, which I prefer low key Christmases anyway. I'm not one for the massive, 30, 40 family bloody things. That's just too much for me.
yeah. I'm sort of getting over Christmas slowly, slowly.
Mm,
Yeah. I mainly care about doing it because I've got nephews and nieces who are obviously young, so
yeah,
it's still a big part. But if it wasn't for that, I think I'd probably skip it.
yeah. That's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love giving Christmas presents and stuff, but like, I was really short of cash, mainly because I was buying Amazing Spider-Man #6. But
Yeah, spending your money on yourself.
yeah,
How rude.
exactly. Um, but yeah, it was more the fact it was just like yeah, we just didn't have we just went low key in presents this year too. It was just more like just vouchers and little knick-knack sort of things. We didn't really go like well Beck's been trying to get me to calm down a lot with the presents because I always try and go give her like a really decent present at Christmas and birthday and stuff like that. And she's like, you got to stop spending that kind of money and whatever. So I've like, dialed it down quite a bit.
Yeah, until she gets upset that you didn't buy her a present.
Money and whatever. Oh no, she's not. Yeah, she's not like that at all. Um, yeah, she'd rather I go a bit more low key and not spend as much money because then she feels like she has to outdo me for the next time.
That's all right. The money for her gifts can go in the potty, the potty
Yeah,
for the America trip.
yeah. I keep thinking about that and keep talking about that. It ain't happening.
Hey, Clumsy Comics.
Hey, mate.
Hey, you just got to start a little bit every week away.
Mm.
Won't take long for it to add up and get you to the amount you need.
Yeah, and it's more the spending money because, like as I've always said, I don't want to just go over there with like $1,000 spending money because that's just not going to cut it. It's either go big or go home, sort of thing.
Yeah, but you'll find that once you hit that goal of having the money for the trip, then getting the money for spending becomes easier
Mm.
because you don't mind. Oh, instead of buying that drink, I'll just have something at home, and instead of eating out, yeah, just cook dinner, and
Yeah,
then spending money comes easy.
yeah. Well, just eat like you know 2-minute noodles over there, like and drink water out of the tap. Is
And
useful on
eat,
spending.
eating in the States is not expensive
Mm.
if you're not overly crazy about what you care about eating.
Mm.
And in your case, with how picky you are, eating
Mm.
is going to be easier and cheaper.
Macca's every day.
That's right, pretty much. You can go from fast food to fast food to fast food. Costs
Mm.
you $20 a day to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna start selling some things. I'm sure
Mm.
you'll enjoy these books. So I was lucky enough through a Facebook seller to pick up a whole bunch of Avenger books.
There's been some like
And
really nice book. Like I've already committed to sort of two, we'll say, reasonable size books that I'm paying off through one of the sellers at the moment, and then the same seller listed a bloody Amazing Spider-Man #3 for sale. It got snapped up like that. But I was like, if I hadn't known that, I wouldn't have bothered with these books, and I would have
yeah,
tried to work it out with that. But well,
it's always so it happens. I've been tagged in two X-Men #1s in
oh
the
god,
last 2 weeks.
mm.
So we'll see what happens. But I got a whole bunch of Avenger books. They're all minor key books
Mm.
in some form or fashion. So we
That
have
looks like
Avengers.
what early '80s, mid '80s Avengers by the looks of it.
Yeah, 293, all under 300s.
Mm.
I have no idea what any of the keys are. I knew what they were when I was buying them,
Mm.
but that was about 6 months ago because I kept telling him just hold them in case you're doing other sales, and the pile just kept building. So we got an Avengers 281 with an awesome She-Hulk
Some She-Hulk goodness.
cover. So
Yeah, I'm
we,
not as good with the Avengers keys as I am with some of the others. Some I can recognize some certain covers and what the books are, but not all of them.
let's do it this way. I'll open up Key Collector, see what it's got to say. All right, because I know I'm trying to buy up all the keys in the Avengers run
Mm.
before I get into trying to collect it to see how far along I can get before I need to start chasing big
Mm.
books.
And that's the thing, like the Avengers run, like the Daredevil run, is actually, besides a few major books, is actually not a bad one to actually try and go after because it's
Oh,
there
not at
is
all.
they're quite reasonable. Like it's really like in Avengers, it's really like obviously number one. I think number 8 because that's first Kang. And there's a few others that are sort of mid to high range sort of like expense books. Other than that, like most of them are actually not too bad.
I've gotten a fair amount of the main key books. Number one, obviously, in 6 or 7, whatever it is, I haven't got, but besides that, I have the rest. So the first book I showed is the first appearance of most of the Kangs. So
Oh,
Chairman Kang,
Council of Kangs.
yeah, leader of the Council of Kangs, Kang of Other Earth, first appearance Kang Nebula, Ramona Rainslayer, first cameo appearance of Kang Cobra, first cameo appearance of Namor, and Mariana's children, egg hatchlings. So
Well,
as I
it's not.
said,
It
the
must.
whole
Well,
bunch.
the Ravona Renslayer, that wouldn't be her first appearance because that's in like number
No,
24.
no,
Um, but
Kang,
Kang
Ramona,
Renslayer. Oh, okay. So
Kang
it's like their
Nebula.
version. Hmm.
Yeah, so not actual her. I know it's not her. There's no way I was getting that book for that cheap.
Hmm.
This
Actually,
is
now would probably actually be a good time to actually probably try and get number 8, like first
yeah,
appearance of Kang, because of all the bloody Jonathan Majors crap or whatever like that. It's probably gone to the toilet.
yeah. I know, clumsy. Kang's dropped off dramatically.
So it's probably a good time to
So
buy him.
this is the first appearance of Artemis, goddess of the hunt, and first appearance of Hepatitis, weapons maker of the gods.
Okay, so it's just minor key stuff, yeah,
Yeah,
which are always still
nothing.
good to have.
Yeah, the main reason I started bidding on most of these books was because he had some pre-100 numbers.
Mm.
So this is number 263, which is the return of Jean Grey appearing prior to the creation of X Factor.
Ah, okay.
So you can see
Yeah, because X Factor restarted with the original X-Men lineup in the 80s.
yeah. So then this next one is Avengers 262. And it's when Namor joins the Avengers, nominated by Captain America, and the origin of Captain America retold supposedly
For the
again
51st time.
this time in a book that's not worth crazy money.
Mm.
Let's see what we got here. This is the second appearance of Nebula
Oh, I like a Fire Lord cover.
in
That's
Avengers.
that's a first appearance I still want to get. I like Fire Lord. He's just one of those sort of characters. I just like the design.
Okay.
And I still don't have his first appearance. It's in an Avengers book actually. Oh, Avengers book or
I don't.
Fantastic Four book?
I would say probably Fantastic Four
Yeah, I think it
because
might actually be a Fantastic Four book. I think most of the heralds end up being in Fantastic Four books.
I've never even heard of him.
Mm.
So,
I actually first discovered him when I bought the Bowen mini bust of him, and I'm like, oh, this is a cool guy, and like that. Yeah, so that was like 20 years ago. But I just like that's like and Terrax is another of Galactus's former heralds that I just like the design of them. I just think they're a cool character. I just like to get their first appearances.
I'm trying to get all first appearances of those weirder, unique characters while I can.
Yeah.
Before they start going crazy.
Well, everybody's predicting that the market's going to drop even more next year. That's what the word is at the moment from the States.
Yeah, but the thing is the market's going to drop on the stupid books, on the big normal books like the Spider-Man books, the X-Men books. It might drop, but it's not dropping dramatically.
And not over here.
Yeah. So we have a 186,
Oh, so we're
which
getting a bit
is,
lower.
yeah,
I think
and
I have that book.
yeah, bizarre Avengers epic ever told, supposedly. But this Scythion appears as a cloud entity and possesses the Scarlet Witch. First appearance of Magna, the wife of Magneto and mother to Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Origin of Scarlet Witch and Pietro, told by Bova, and hinted that Magneto is the father to Scarlet Witch and Think.
What
Quicksilver,
number was it? 186.
six. Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't have it. Unless I haven't updated my list yet. Like that could be a possibility too.
Then I got a really beat up copy of 185 with Scarlet Witch Quicksilver.
And it's
So
a
this is the
pence copy too.
yeah, this is the origin of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Main thing for it. Then we got, let's go. This is a Defender's key, if I remember right. So this is the first meeting of the Avengers and the Guardians of Galaxy in 167. And first appearance of Karina Tavan, daughter of the Collector, and debut of Wonder Man without costume in red coat.
You got
Pretty
first Wonder Man, don't you?
I'm not even sure.
I think you bought first Wonder Man number. I think it's 19. I think Avengers 19.
I don't think so.
I thought I saw you pick that up.
I'll tell you in a second. We're getting down to that number. We got. Let's see what.
I think it's 19.
I'll check my list. We got 133.
First appearance of Scott Lang.
This is the origin of the Kree Skrull War, origin of Mantis, origin of Vision, and first full appearance of Kototi, a plant-like humanoid race.
Yeah, just look like the cover of the first appearance of Scott Lang.
So a whole bunch of things to make it a key, a random key. We got a bit more. I went past some. Let's go back. We got.
Avengers number 9, not 19.
I think I might have 9. So we have the Mighty Avengers 246.
Star Fox on the front cover there.
Yeah, this is the first appearance of Maria Rambeau, mother of Monica Rambeau. So then we got this one. If I'm right, it's just because 239. It's got David Letterman and Paul Schaefer on the cover.
Very young Letterman.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was back in the day when it was around. So we got number 213. So this is meant to be a controversial book because Hank Pym, also known as Yellow Jacket, is suspended from the Avengers after physically assaulting his wife, Janet, also known as the Wasp.
Yeah, Avengers have had a few controversial books actually.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not worth more than what they are, considering they're one of the only books that actually does that sort of stuff.
I think it's more the fact of like back in the day, it would have been like after the controversy, it would have been like, oh, these have been taken off the shelf maybe for a while or banned or something like that, and then it might have become hard. But after that, I think it just the hype dies down and it just becomes another normal book.
Okay. Hey, Clumsy, you're hunting Pence Submariners. What numbers you chasing? Because I think we're all chasing Submariner books.
I'm not. I don't like Pence copies though.
I only get them if they're in with the rest of the stuff.
Mm.
So we got 187 Scarlet Witch cover. This is the origin of the Darkhold. So now down to the last two books. So I pretty much just got the other books because I was getting these two books and figured it'd be worth adding a few more. So we have sub 100 Avengers. Where is it? Amazing how many keys there is in the Avenger books.
Mm.
So we have Avengers number 80.
First appearance of Red Wolf.
Yep. Origin.
Second Red Wolf, I think, not the first one. I think there
First
was two.
appearance of and origin of Red Wolf, William Talatrees, a Native American who bears the mantle of the Red Wolf from the god.
I think there was an original Red Wolf, I think.
Yeah, maybe in another book. Let's see. And then the lowest one I got in this run, we have the Mighty Avengers number 64.
Yeah, so I like those. A lot of those sub 100 books have got some really nice covers.
Yeah. This is the first appearance of Barney Barton, Clint's brother, who later becomes the villain Trickshot.
Yep.
And this is probably one of the better conditioned books out of the whole bunch I got.
Yeah, a few spine ticks and stuff, but actually looks pretty clean.
Oh, especially for a black book and a cover that old.
Mm.
Then from the same seller, I got a bunch of random DC books that I know you're not going to give a fuck about. But we got a Resurrection Man Zero, just because I'm trying to get all the new 52 Zero books. Never seen that one ever before for sale. Then we have the Day of Vengeance tie-in JSAs with the Shazam cover.
Good old Alex Ross cover.
Yeah, just got it because it's cool. Shazam cover. And another one. I'm not even sure who this is on the cover, but Justice Society number 7.
Oh yeah, I can't remember his name. For some reason, I'm thinking Red Guardian, but I don't think it's Red Guardian. It's Red something. I think I can't remember.
And then the last book I got from that guy, just another cool cover. Justice Society number 12.
Looks like another Alex Ross cover.
It is, and if you look, it's got All Star Comics on the shirt.
Oh.
Just a cool cover. Picked it up. I thought it'd be worth adding into the collection.
Hey, Louis!
Hey, Louis, how are you?
My ASM brother.
A very, very talented man.
Alex Ross or Louis? Both.
Louis. I think Louis leaves Alec Ross for dead.
Yes. Louis is 1 in a million.
He is. Now, for anyone who's been on, was it your show? I sold the books I picked up from Oz Comic Con. I think so.
Might have been.
Been. So I'm going to show them on my own channel finally. We got the Amazing Spider-Man Deadpool homage cover.
Yeah, Amazing Fantasy 15
Yeah.
homage.
Then we have some DC books again that you're gonna stick your nose up at. You know, the Adventure Comics when the Justice Society run starts.
With a
So,
very, very busy cover.
yeah, the bags aren't the best either on
Mm.
these. But as always, these were all from Pennies,
Mm.
who obviously was the only comic seller at Oz Comic Con.
Yeah, because we don't
Which
count Kings.
which I found very funny that you have a Comic Con with one comic seller. But
It's going
with,
back to the old school days, like, about 5-10 years ago when you would go to these cons, there'd only be one seller. Now, like, it's been the last couple of years since COVID that there's been a resurgence in actual comic sellers again.
yeah, but you would think if you're trying to host a show called Comic Con that you do what you can do to make sure there's comic sellers there.
But Oz Comic Con don't give a shit. They're not.
Oh,
They're
I
not.
know they don't.
They're not bringing any international comic creators at all. They're not even trying to bring big Aussie comic creators down to Mel or to any of the shows. They just don't care. They just want the pop culture side of things.
I think it's more that because they're new owners, they're trying to make sure they have a consistently ran show
Mm.
before they try and put money into it. But that's going to kill your attendance if you don't start pumping money into the show.
Yeah, because people will eventually go, oh yeah, we like to go to cons, but it's just the same stuff. And if you're killing the
sorry,
Comic Con name, it's not. There's
yeah,
no comics there, then there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to go because they'll be like, oh, there's one seller. Why do I even bother?
it's going to make them have to make a decision sooner or later with Metro as well. Now
Yeah.
that Metro's stepping into the game.
Mm. And the
So
runner, like I know the runners of Metro, and they've got way more contacts and have been doing it for a lot longer than the Oz Comic Con people. So they might end up getting run into the ground.
yeah, but having contacts doesn't always mean you know exactly what to do with them. Yeah.
Mm.
So and what you got to look at a show from the general public's perspective, not
Yeah.
just what you consider to be good and what you want and that sort of stuff.
Mm.
So it's going to be interesting to see if they keep pushing each other to get better. Like Supernova looks like they've already stepped up the game for Melbourne next year.
Yeah.
But let's see how many of these guys cancel in the months leading up to the show.
Mm. Well, I know Oz Comic Con lost money for the Christmas edition.
Oh, they would have.
They didn't even come close to breaking even. So you can tell they're already starting to take a nosedive.
But the funny thing is, they've already announced the dates for the Xmas show next year.
Yeah, and all the rest of the shows, of course.
Yeah, but why would you, if you're losing money, why would you bother?
Mm.
And especially they did the smart thing of moving it a bit earlier next year. So it's not the second week, it's the first week of December.
Yeah, not like 2 weeks before Christmas when like either people have no, like I can see both sides of the coin where it's like either a lot of people will be like, I have no money, I'm not going. And then there'll be the other people that'll be like, oh shit, I still need to buy Christmas presents. I'll go to buy Christmas presents.
That's right.
So you get sort of half and half.
I get the concept of the show. It's just the timing and the whole. I think they're killing themselves doing it at the Royal Exhibition because it's just costs way too much to use that venue.
I think it's more the fact of a lot of people don't like running shows at the showgrounds in summertime because it is a ginormous sweat box. It gets so hot in that building.
But at least if you choose to, you can go outside, you can open the doors at the exhibition building, it was once you're done in there, you're not going back in.
Mm.
At least at the showgrounds, you can do some random rubbish outside to keep people in the venue.
Mm.
And they might say, I'll go back in and have another look, or I might go pick up that thing.
You can
Like
still do
me,
that at the showgrounds because you can literally walk straight across to the DFO,
yeah,
the
but
South
like
Bank or whatever. But
I was there with my nephew and niece.
Mm.
They were bored after an hour.
Mm.
And the minute I left that building, I wasn't going back in there.
Mm.
So,
whereas I was stuck there the whole day.
yeah, because you're a poor bastard. You were filming. I come looking for you when I was leaving. I was watching the stream and trying to pick where you were, and I just couldn't work it out. So,
Yeah, I kept changing locations, like, because I kept getting fidgety, or I'm like, oh, I'm bored of this spot now. I'll move locations. But I had ended up, like, I was trying it on the Wi-Fi, like as I said before, but the Wi-Fi was shit. Like, I had full bars, but I was just jerky the whole time. So I'm like, screw it. I just ended up hotspotting off my phone. So
yeah, it'll be the safest bet there.
Mm.
Because even last year doing the shows there, 3/4 of the first day, the FPOS machine working great.
Mm.
Then about 3 o'clock on the Saturday, boom, decide not to work anymore.
Mm.
Even hotspotting off my phone. I had to go and get a fucking SIM card for the machine just to get it to work.
Oh god.
So I couldn't take payments for like 2 hours. It's just fucking crazy.
Cash only. Yeah.
So, all right, I'll show off my last 3 DC books, get them out of the way. So we have an early Aquaman, number 6, first appearance of Captain Slade, which I'm not even exactly sure who the hell is.
No idea.
Yeah. It was just a low DC number book, so I figured I'd grab it.
Yeah, why not?
Same
So
with
it's the
this.
same with me with Marvel books. Like if I see a sub 10 or a sub 20, any Marvel book from like the Silver Age especially, even if it's a non-key issue, I just try and grab it if it's at a reasonable price, because it's like the amount of times you can find like low numbers like that at a reasonable price doesn't happen very often.
I have someone waiting in the back. Do you think I should let him in?
Yeah, I know who it is. Is that troublemaker?
Yeah, red-headed guy.
Hercules.
I invited his
Yeah,
partner. I'm not sure
with
why he
buddy
came.
sagging down below. Yeah, you got tuck shop lady arms.
You wait, mate. You wait. This
Yeah,
is
we've as Mark said, we've heard it before.
it's gonna happen. I'll be
I wish you
huge.
luck, but we know what you like.
I'm gonna prove you little people wrong.
You've been looking at your old YouTube videos, haven't you? And you'll be like, oh shit, I was so skinny then.
I'm not gonna be skinny this time. I'm gonna have muscle. I'm gonna be like I was when I was 21.
Yeah. When you go to sleep and dream, yeah?
You guys will see. Anyway, what were you complaining about before? Having no internet?
I talk about the at Jeff's shed how bad the Wi-Fi is there.
Oh, okay.
It's absolutely horrible.
Let's show some books that Simon will never own. So, Flash
He's not really a
134.
Flash guy anyway, so
That's right.
I'm talking about books from that era.
he's got some old bangers.
That's right.
And then we got Brave and the Bold, Starman, Black Canary. Just an early, I think it's a comeback of Black Cat or Wildcat, whoever that is. Wildcat, yeah. His return appearance in comics. that was all the greatness that I got from pennies.
What?
At off Comic-Con.
What's the guy's name again?
James.
Jack.
Yeah, he wasn't like I saw him when I first walked through there. I just got some footage of the shop. He walked in for a second. He wasn't like it was another guy there, and James walked in for like a second as I was leaving. And then when I actually went there to buy books, he wasn't there either.
Yeah, he usually has a couple of guys that help him out. He had 3 guys.
Yeah, there were 4 in total. So
Yeah,
So they
including
still give
James.
discounts too. Because I bought a few books and he was like, just give us 50. I was like, yeah.
yeah, the other guys are good, but they're just like friends. James will obviously be the main one.
Yeah.
Look after you if he's there. But
Yeah, but those guys, that's what I'm saying. The friends still gave a discount, so I was pretty impressed.
yeah, they will. Because even right now, James is having a big sale at his shop in Canberra. He's trying to clear out a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll probably end up going down in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, we were thinking about going, but it's just bad timing at the moment. Just can't do it.
To Canberra.
Oh. I'm in the same boat. Don't worry. I've been umming and ahhing about it and keep saying I'm going to go and I'm going to do this. And
at the end of the day, though, like we will go and we will see him at a show or whatever anyway, and he'll give us that 20-30% off anyway. So it's not like overly that much of a thing. It's more just seeing what he has down the bottom.
That's right. It's more that's the main reason I'm going to catch up with him properly and see what he's actually got in the storeroom and stuff back there. I think Simon will like these. I picked up.
Yeah, these are cool.
Looks
So
good.
I got to get the Rogue. It's the one I'm looking for. The only one I didn't end up getting.
You see, I finally got my Angela.
Yes, I seen.
I hate how the guy who sold it to me left the clearance price on it, though. That was a bit of a tease. He bought it for $19, and I paid like freaking 4 times that.
Oh, well. That's what happens when you don't buy things when they first come out. Wolverine.
Yeah, that's probably the main one if I was going to buy any that I'd want to get.
I picked up the Marvel Legends Wolverine for $10 from Kmart was selling them all for $10. I picked up a Wolverine, but I'm going to put in a giveaway. And I also picked up a Red Skull.
I thought these are weirdly priced at $45 for.
It's because of the card. Because the card's more collectible.
The good thing is this is actually a good fucking solid card, not like some of the other ones they've released.
Very thin and flimsy.
And then obviously my favorite, Gambit.
Look at that hair.
So we'll see. Eventually, I hope to most likely get Gambit and Rogue doubled up so I can pull 2 of them out of the box.
Oof.
They've already releasing Wave 2.
You could try to pose them in that cover, where like he's grabbing her, but
the what?
That cover where like she's like diving on him. He's like almost a kiss cover, but not quite. What's going on, Legion?
How you going, Legion?
Someone say thin and flimsy.
Well,
what the hell is that supposed to be?
It's a floaty for your phone. But Sarah bought it for she thought that it was like a lot smaller, and we're going to use it for my action figures, but it's a bit big. It'd probably be okay for like a 12-inch action figure, but it's a little bit big. And my Thanos might look okay in there because my Thanos is quite big.
I think that'd be good for a 1/6 scale.
I don't know my scales.
Now the time. If you're ever going to buy anything, Pop Culture's got 20% off.
Yeah, I'm staying away from that too. I'm staying away.
I'd just be buying shit for the sake of buying it.
Mm.
Because at least that Angela was one I've been wanting, so I've got that now. There's not really many figures that I really. Oh, you know what? I wouldn't mind that She-Spawn figurine. Actually, can you get that, Sean? That's a
which She-Spawn?
It's a McFarlane
You're still hunting that one from that, that collection or whatever that it is. You're getting the Star Wars.
The chopper. So I've got the new version on hold for me at work, but the problem is, so the new version is like a re-release. It has like the old Rebels label, but the problem is they redid the side art, so the box art on the side doesn't match up with the old one.
Yeah, so you still want the original one then?
Nah, I've already taken them out of the box, and all the empty boxes are sitting in another box stored away. So whatever, I've given up on that dream. It's like $150 minimum for that figure.
I'm sure you keep looking, you'll find it. I've got another guest. Give me 1 second. Sorry, Louis.
Crikey.
Good day, true believers.
What is going on, Louis?
Only awesome things, mate. I was on this channel a couple weeks ago.
You were, and
Yeah,
thank you for
baby.
making another appearance.
That one there, Sean.
Yeah, send me a freaking screenshot, and I'll see what I can do once we get off.
Well, I saw that my ASM brother was here, so I had to show off something I got for Christmas.
Oh,
that's great, bro.
That's awesome.
Yeah, baby. It's so soft too. I want to live in it. But Santa sent me something else too. Yes, I got this from Santa. Christmas Eve on a Sunday, baby.
First Rogue.
Yeah.
In the Mylar magic.
Yeah, it makes it pop, So, mwah, sugar. That's all I'm doing, baby. And Simon, we gotta work out, dude. We lose 10% of our muscle tone every year after certain.
These guys don't believe him. I'm telling you, I'm coming hard for it this year.
You have to, dude. Like our 40s is our second chance, our last chance.
I don't have to worry. I don't have anything underneath.
My boy, there you go. There you go. See, that's the test. If you don't flap, you're good.
Touch up, lady.
Yeah,
I've been going to the gym for the last 2 months. You haven't.
That's it, brother. Well, that's why I wake up at 4:30 so I can get my workout in, baby. That's why I get up so early and sleep so early too. So you guys, it's important for our age. We want to live good, right? Till our 70s and 80s. How are we going to lift these long boxes in our 70s, dude?
That's why I don't do long boxes. I only do short boxes.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like I'm digging in dollar bins. It's like,
Soon they're gonna make long boxes that just have an escalator. You pull it out and you go to the back. Go.
Awesome.
Make life easy for us.
I love it. But I'm gonna get my workout in, baby. I love you guys. Good day and have a happy new year. If you're already there yet, I'm not sure how futuristic your time
not that far yet.
Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas if you guys even do that.
Take care, Louis.
Yeah, see you, brothers.
Much,
love you, mates.
No,
dude. Boop. Yeah, boop. I didn't do it yet.
Oh, I love that guy.
He's great. He joined me a few weeks ago. I was nearly at the end of streaming, and then he came on, and we stayed talking for like another hour. So
always a good time when Louis around.
I got this. This is Spidey related. This was what Sarah got me for Christmas.
Oh God!
I actually need it for that Red Hood video I've been meaning to film for the last 4 years.
The funny thing is, those stockings, I've been so many times close to importing them when I get the other stuff. And there's Spider-Man ones, there's Captain Marvel ones and that. And I just don't know if they'll sell here.
Yeah, because stockings aren't really, they're not really a thing here, are they?
Well, Beck made a whole pile of them. She made me. So they're all themed ones. So I've got a Spider-Man one.
Oh, cool.
She's got a Pokemon one. Her sister's got a Doctor Who one. I think her other sister's got like a Game of Thrones one or whatever. She just bought material from like Spotlight and made them all up.
But do you guys actually put things in there for Christmas?
Yeah. Beck always fills them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I've seen people put stockings up for decorations.
She must be watching because she's bringing them out now.
I haven't really been to people's houses where they actually have stuffed the stockings.
So, sorry, younger sister's got a Star Wars one.
That's cool.
How you going, Beck?
She can't hear me. She got the headphones on. Yeah. And then there's the Pokemon one. Well, the Pokeballs.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. The stockings,
so,
they are a thing here, but the problem is they're not cheap to get from there. And by the time you add the conversion and shit, it's if people are willing to spend that sort of money.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to pay like $50 for a stocking or whatever like that when you can.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Mm.
So
and they'll only sell at certain times of the year. Like you see, someone sees that in January, they don't give a shit. But if it's getting closer to Christmas, they're like, oh.
No, but see, like I've also thought about buying them after Christmas when they're cheap and just keeping them for next Christmas. Yeah. But then I'm stuck with them for 12 months.
Yeah, well, we just bought a new wrapping paper yesterday from Aldi. It was $2 or $2.50. So Sarah bought some Cars wrapping paper and I bought some Marvel. They didn't have DC, so I bought Marvel.
It actually quite surprisingly, I actually knew somebody who used to work in one of those like actual like Christmas shops in like, actually has like a proper shop that's like there all year round. And they actually said their second busiest time is actually just after Christmas because they put everything at slash prices and people buy a whole shitload for the following year.
Oh, yeah, of course. And you have to remember, Orthodox Christmas is normally a week or so later.
Yeah,
so they get everything freaking half price. They're not stupid, the Orthodox.
Yeah.
Delay everything by a week and you get it cheap.
Right. What day did you go? Did you go to Oz Comic Con? Did you, Sean?
Yeah, I went on the Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see Spidey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was meant to go on the
briefly because I think I was working. But I tuned in briefly to Spidey streaming, and I was like, "Oh, he's actually streaming from the con. That's a good idea."
Yeah. I actually, Sean was in it for a quick second because I went back into Penny's with the laptop or whatever like that, and Sean was flicking through books and got him to say hello quickly. So
yeah, I was meant to go on the Saturday, but my nephew ended up getting invited to a party. So
have you?
What?
Sorry, I was going to say, how I went to Go Figure the other day?
Yeah,
sleepyhead. What? Have you been there yet?
Yeah.
Have you been, Spidey, to the new Go Figure?
I haven't been to the new place yet. No.
It was it was interesting. I think I preferred the old shop, but it's tighter. It's smaller.
Yeah, it's hard to film in there.
The last time I went to Go Figure, I think I had like a day off or something like that, and I was like, I haven't been there in ages. I was going to go and film, and then I just went, nah, fuck it, I couldn't be bothered. But I thought I'll go in there. I had some money on me. I thought I'm just going to go treat myself and buy something. I couldn't find anything I wanted. It was weird.
Well, they're clearing out some of those comics though. So there's a comic that I bought. I wouldn't mind getting another one, even though I've already got it. But they used to be $50. Now they're $30. They've got the San Diego Comic Con exclusives foil covers, and they had a stack of them. Like they had like multiples of them. But yeah, I bought like the Catwoman one years ago for like $50, and now they've got them just sitting in a short box, like all trashed up for $30. But yeah, I spoke to the manager, like the boss dude, for quite a while. Oh yeah, Jeff. Yeah, I was busting to take it. I was like, was filming, and I was like, oh my god, my stomach was going crazy. I have to leave right now. And I thought, so I thought, I quickly grabbed something that I was like, oh, I'll buy this because I wanted that. And yeah, I was dying, and then I ended up speaking to Jeff for like fucking 20 minutes while I'm dying to go to the toilet, and then mate, the next 10 minutes after I walked out that door was a rough 10 minutes, but I made it.
I thought you were going to try and ask him to go to they could use their toilet.
I should. Oh, man, that would have been better because literally the stress I went through for the next 10 minutes, I literally accepted defeat. I was, you know what? I'm just going to shit my pants, but I didn't. I made it.
There was the petrol stations. Just
no, you know what? I was like, I don't know where I am. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I just Googled High Point because I knew I was out west. I was like, High Point's half an hour away. So I just Googled shopping center near me, and there was one 6 minutes away. So I fanged it down there.
Center.
So what was it?
Like, there's 3 or 4 shopping centers really close.
It was
Burnside, Dermot.
Burnside. It was in Burnside.
Yeah, so you pass the BP on the left.
And there's Macca's on the right.
Yeah, in Ballarat Road. And
funny thing is, when I got there, it wasn't really a shopping center. Like, it was shops all on the outside. So, and then you walk in, there's like a Coles. I was like, oh my God, are they even going to have a toilet here? And they did.
Yeah.
And it was all good.
Yeah. The day you were doing that, I finished work at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, I know.
You saw what time I messaged you.
I think you didn't even see my message until I was already home.
Yeah. I didn't get up till like 3 in the afternoon. I was fucked. So I worked all day, literally came home, got changed, went to the other job, got home at 3. I was fucked. I missed like 6 phone calls and your messages and everything. So, but we'll see. Next time you're planning something, I'm sure I'll have a bit more free time.
There's a shop I want to go check out in Greensboro. I just found them on. I've been getting a lot of shops that are coming up as like sponsored posts on Instagram.
Yeah.
And so there's a shop in Greensboro called Commodities. And they're I think they're a gaming shop, but they've got other little collectibles there. So I might check that out. I don't think that's going to be I think it's going to be a tiny shop by the looks of things, but I might check that place out. I want to go to more places, like, Hunted, Spidey.
Yeah.
I want to go to places like that.
That's obviously moved now to Bayswater. It's not in Kilsyth anymore.
Oh, hang on, wait. No, I've driven past it a few times. I've been there before. Is it Bayswater?
Because it used to be a massive, massive building in Kilsyth on Canterbury Road, like on your way to like Montrose, Lilydale.
It's still on a main road, isn't it?
It's on Bayswater Road now. So it's literally right. It's right around the corner from your favorite shop.
Yes. Yeah, someone from my other job the other day was like, "Hey, Simon, have you heard of a shop called Alternate Worlds?" I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Oh, they're just around the corner, and like they've got this pop vinyl that I want, and they're the only place I can find that has it." And I was like, "I guess." I was like, "Hang on a sec, what pop is it? Let me message Sean. Let me try to take your business."
Yeah. There's a lot of little shops now popping up. Like there's a new card collectible shop in Craigieburn, and there's another 2 that have opened up your way that I've seen recently.
I could have sworn I was driving past the Glen the other day doing a delivery or something when I was at work, and they've got one of those ginormous LED, like advertising billboardy sort of things that changes. I could have sworn they said they had a Bandai shop.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, that might be cool to go and check out.
At the Glen, in the shopping centre?
Yeah.
It's up on the big billboard, so it must be in the Glen.
Australian Bandai shop.
I go to the Glen sometimes. I've never seen that.
I'm not 100% sure if it's the Glen, but I know a Bandai shop opened on that side of town. And it only opened, I think, just like 3 or 4 days before Christmas, or maybe a bit longer. But yeah, it's first Bandai shop. I don't know if it's in Australia or first one for Victoria.
Australia.
But the amount of shops that are popping up lately is just crazy.
I gotta get to them before they all realize that it was a bad idea to open up a business and they closed down.
Official shop in Glen. It says Glen Waverley in store shopping.
Does it say the Glen? Was in the Glen though? The
located in the Glen.
Oh, really? Sarah, we're going there. Are you there? Are you awake?
No, it's past her bedtime.
She's in bed. I got to go soon. Tuck her in. But then I've got to create a bunch of videos. So we're doing a stream tomorrow with the boys, and I've created segments, and I need to create like a little jingle intro for them.
Oh, it looks like one of those silly shops that's got all those like little
vending
machine. Put the coin in and you flip a thing to get like the little eggs that's got stuff. It looks like one of them.
Oh wait, I feel like I saw. Is that all it's got? Oh yeah, fuck! I saw a TikTok on that shop.
Yeah, one of the YouTubers I think went that someone collects
Oh, I
the girl
see.
who collects
Yeah, Sarah want to go. Look what's in there.
Oh yeah.
the girl that collects that stuff. You have,
Yeah, sells Sanrio, collects Sanrio.
Oh yeah, there's a Spy X Family one, so Sarah will definitely want to go.
I'm pretty
Yeah, we
sure
went
I
to
saw-
the Pop Mart machine at Doncaster because there was some new Spy X Family thing that was supposed to come out today, but they hadn't put them in the machine yet.
Looks like that's all it is. Just the shop's just lined with those.
Yeah, that's what I
things.
thought. I thought I saw a TikTok of someone going there, and it was just those. So, is there no actual statues and Bandai action?
It doesn't look like it,
Well, that sucks.
which would be pretty crap.
they'd start off with that. I don't think the Glen is the ideal place to.
No, it is. The Glen is like very heavily Asian influenced. If you see a lot of the shops and stuff,
Very, very much so. It's like
Oh.
another Box Hill or another Springvale.
that's so racist.
Oh,
It's not wrong though.
so why don't you live there, Simon?
Because they don't. Because I bring shame
You're
to
not
their.
Asian enough.
I bring shame to their families.
Yeah. He's not Asian enough to fit in this match, buddy.
They don't like my accent.
He's a traitor.
He's too Aussie.
My English too good. Anyway, on that note, before I get too carried away, I'm going to get going. Just want to drop in and hang out for a bit. When's the next thing, Sean? When's the next
What?
fair or something?
I
wait,
just think.
I
Sorry,
think the next giant size is in February, right?
Yeah.
I think
I'm going to
so.
get a fucking media pass this time, Spidey. You're not the only one.
They just announced 5 fucking shows.
Oh, really?
So I don't think I'll be doing my show on the same format that I was. Think I'm going to try something different next year.
Do you want me to host it?
Well, what I'm thinking I might do is an evening with a person, like a special guest.
Kind of like what Scott does
Scott,
with
who?
the Supernova Scott. You know how he does
Yeah.
the convention, what are they called? I can't remember what they're
Yeah,
called.
the
Science fiction one.
Yeah, something like that, but at the same time have some stalls set up and maybe do like a 2 or 3 hour window before.
Who are you going to get?
First person I'm trying to do is Kevin Smith.
Oh, that would be cool. Wow. Can you get me backstage passes?
So I'm hoping to do like an evening with Kevin Smith and maybe get a few other people. And then if I do, then I'll get like a bunch of Australian local artists and make like an evening out of it. To have people like Jamie Johnson or Tom Maria there and do a bunch of stuff with some shops selling stuff. But once we get past New Year's, then I'll start seeing what I can work out and plan.
So will it be like Days of Future Pop Culture presents Kevin Smith?
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Well, mate, if you need an opening act for Kevin Smith,
you do know Kevin Smith is an opening act for himself, yeah?
What are you talking about? Anyway, I'm gonna get going. You guys have a good night. I'll speak to you guys soon.
Thanks for dropping in, dude.
See you. Hey, this week's Comic Con, the last one ever. It's an emotional one. See you later.
Yeah. Cutting it short.
He's got to get it. He's got to get the free plug in, of course.
Yeah. Oh, he's not going to get many views out of my channel. That doesn't matter.
Oh god. There's no way in hell he'll be able to stop buying or getting new books. Something will draw him back in.
Oh, of course. They'll come up with some foil cover or some fucking
new Red Hood series or something.
So I said to him, he, as much as that I know and I get it's hard doing all the things, he should have stuck out to the milestone number. I think he was like 10, 12 weeks off from hitting, I think, 300 shows, I think it was, or whatever.
Yeah, something ridiculous. Yeah, because he's pretty much been, since he's been doing comics on YouTube, he's done one literally every week. I think he might have only maybe missed 1 week or something, but yeah, he's done it pretty much every week. So, and he always releases at the same time, Wednesday night. Regardless of whether he's got books or not, he'll just say, "Oh, look, all I picked up was some stuff that I had still sitting there, or whatever like that, because the books are like a week behind, or something like that."
Yeah, the great being able to have a consistent show and flexibility to be able to do it would be great. The one thing I don't have.
Yeah, and I'm the same. Like obviously, Spidey's Outback has sort of given me a little bit of regularity with one show at least, but it's sort of, I've always tried to focus it on, but I've sort of changed it a little bit in the fact where I tried to do it to what the previous shows were. So when Remy had Remy's Place, it was 9 p.m. Eastern every Saturday night over there. And then when Chip ran Banter before Remy, it was the same time as well. But the problem with that I see with me doing it is because of the time difference. I started doing it at the 9 p.m. or whatever like that, which was like 11 a.m. for us. And I'm like, that's a good time for me. But then when daylight savings starts screwing around with things, then it goes to 12 o'clock and then it goes to 1 o'clock. So, and I'm like, if I want to run, like if I'm like, I want to run a 4 or 5 hour one, you know, to try and get my hours up. I don't want to start it at 1 o'clock because then by the time you're finishing, it's like 6, 7 o'clock at night. I'm still at Beck's, then I've got to have dinner and then pack my shit and get back home and all that sort of crap. It's like, I can't be doing that. So I've stuck to 12 o'clock, regardless of whether it's 7, 8 or 9 over there. But once all the daylight savings has gone from both sides of the world, I'll be able to start it at 11 o'clock again.
It'll find its place.
Yeah,
like everything. I watch as many as I can. I think it's been very rarely that you're on there by yourself for too long before.
Yeah, somebody usually bails me out. It's usually Rob. But it's surprisingly, like, I knew Rob wasn't going to be, because obviously last one was a little bit harder because of being around Christmas time and stuff like that. Yeah. But I knew Rob was out of town, so I thought I knew Rob wouldn't pop on. I think Mark was doing some family stuff, and a few other guys were doing family stuff. So I thought I may be doing it for a while. But actually, Taylor was already waiting backstage, like before it even started. So it actually worked out quite well. So
yeah, last weekend's one was probably the first one I've watched for pretty much the whole show.
I had a really good rotation last one, actually. Really good rotation. Had a few, obviously, had Dave, who's got that new channel, of course. But, had a few guys, and that's what sort of some of the guys were, I think it was actually Comic Journey was saying that I'm getting sort of the different clicks coming on and sort of mixing it up a bit instead of just the same guys every single time, which doesn't faze me. Like I always said, like, it's open to anybody who wants to jump on. But it's good to get some fresh faces on once in a while instead of just having like the same 8 or 9 guys or 10 guys or whatever every single time. So
it's good that the same people continue to support, but sometimes it's a bit much at the same time because they've got their own content. So you watch their content on their channel, then you come again and they're on another channel. It's thing, but it also exposes people to different people.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I met a few that I know but never had a chat with when I joined in last time. Like same with Mark and Rob and all that. It's just a matter of giving the people the place to keep chatting. How you going, Doctor?
DBH. No, we're not talking neighbours.
No, we leave that for you, buddy.
Oh, the Poms and their neighbours.
You're more than...
I said that. I
Sorry.
said that on Sunday. I went, oh, yeah, he's a Pom, but moved over here, and they're like, what's a Pom?
You're more than welcome to jump on if you want. The link's at the top, and we can talk neighbours and home and away if you like.
No, I don't. You'd be like, no home and away. Don't believe in home and away.
It's been a while since I watched any.
Yeah,
so,
I haven't probably watched any since I was a teenager, if not before that. I think I did watch. What's that? Pretty sure it's just me at this point that talks Neighbours. Yeah, exactly. I did watch the last episode of Neighbours just for shits and giggles, but that was about it.
I haven't watched Neighbours or Home and Away since I moved out of home. So going on 14 years.
Yeah, I don't think I haven't watched Home and Away in probably 30 years. I don't think I've watched, besides that last episode, I probably watched Neighbours, 25, 30 years. I used to watch it as a kid occasionally. Like, I know I wasn't really, like, watch it every single night. I'd watch an odd one here or there, but that was about it.
I think if you go back to Home and Away, they might be like 3 years advanced from where you left off.
Still same storylines, just different people, different actors.
Still caught in the 80s. Alf's still there. It's one of those things where Neighbours was something that I would watch every day, but that was just because my mum was Neighbours. Then when that finishes, flick straight over to Channel 7, Home and Away. It was like you had no choice thing.
Yeah, I think the only real sort of staple in our household was more like just the news at 6 o'clock was more the sort of thing. Like mum and dad would either be watching sort of like, the game shows that are usually on before the news. So I think back then it would have been like Wheel of Fortune or something like that. Obviously, nowadays it's like The Chase, or they won't watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire because my dad absolutely detests Eddie Maguire.
Since they changed the format, I've never watched it.
Yeah, it's usually The Chase or something like that. But quite often it's just like watching reruns of like old shows, like on some of the digital channels and stuff. So
I'd be lying if I actually said that I watch digital TV or any of the normal channels.
I don't really watch normal. Besides watching, like, we'll usually watch the news when we have dinner, and that'd be about it. Like, that's probably about the only TV I'll watch. Like, I'll watch TV series, but I'll watch them on like DVD or Blu-ray or whatever like that, but not actually on TV.
Yeah, I barely even remember what any of the channels are. If I want to watch something, I just look on one of the streaming things, and that's it.
Yeah. And it's usually like American show or UK-based show or something like that. It's hardly ever Australian shows.
Even if I'm watching a show that's on the normal channels, I don't physically go on the channel and watch it. I'll go to the app and watch it through like 7 Plus or 10 Play or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I don't bother waiting for it to come on TV to try and watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the time I'm just, I literally just go into my room and just go, what am I going to watch now? Like, not on TV, but just pick something off the shelf or something like that. Because, like, obviously, like, all the streaming stuff is at Beck's house. Because she's got, like, the PS4 or whatever set up, and you just sort of scroll through all the different apps and things like that and just do it that way. Over here, kids' TV finishes. Then 5 p.m. was Home and Away, and on ITV, then Neighbours was 5:35 on BBC.
So you got them back to front. Here, Neighbours would start at 6:30 on Channel 10, and then you jump over at 7 p.m. or 7:05 because there was the news update.
News update, yeah.
And then 7:05, you jumped to Channel 7 and you got Home and Away. And now freaking Neighbours is on at like 4, I think, 4 or 4:30 p.m.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
Amazon bought the rights to Neighbours.
Yeah, but it's still on normal TV for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, just at a weird fucking dumbass time for whatever reason.
Trying to appeal to the younger kids again, so they like get home from school and it's like, oh, I'm gonna go watch Neighbours at 4:00.
Yeah, but it's not a show made for that audience.
Yeah, it does have obviously some adult tones to it and stuff like that, but
At 6:30, it was perfect timing where teenagers would be the audience you'd think they'd be aiming for. Yeah, so if you're watching, please don't leave and go see Simple Simon's video that he just dropped. You can wait until I'm done.
I've not had my TV connected to an aerial in 10 years. Just stream everything these days. That's pretty much what most people are sort of like. Ours is still old school. Well, mum and dad's still old school with the antenna and whatever like that. Like not bunny ears, but the antenna on top of the roof. But
yeah, mine's connected to the antenna. But everything's digital now, so it doesn't even make a difference.
Yeah.
It's all through the freaking Wi-Fi. Keeps us going and alive.
Oh, Christmas lights went off. Must be 10 o'clock. Oh, 10:21. That's a weird time to stop them. That's all right.
They gave you a bit of extra mood lighting.
Yeah.
Just trying to wonder why the lights were going on and off, on and off.
Yeah, because I found this new spot actually on the front porch at Beck's place where there's a reasonably old, like, comfy chair and there's a table. So I can literally just sit here with it like right in front of me and like that. But he's got like the stringed, like with the little, 6-volt bloody Christmas light bulbs or whatever. He's got them like strung all over sort of the front, garden and all that sort of stuff. So it's just sort of, a bit of mood lighting and stuff like that. But obviously they're on a timer, so they have now turned off.
I had Sky and was paying $130 a month. You're paying £130 a month for Sky. Jeez, I'd hope you'd be getting freaking every channel on the planet.
That's like $250 a month Australian.
Yeah. You'd hope he'd be getting everything, anything and everything.
Sky is bloody what's the name? Satellite, isn't it?
Yeah, but Sky, I don't know. It's been a while since I've been to London, but Sky normally is news, like Sky Sports, Sky News, okay, and all that sort of stuff. And I would assume they do international sort of stuff. But at £130 a freaking month, you'd hope they'd be showing everything and anything to make it worth it.
I think when satellite, remember like before Foxtel and all that sort of crap, I think people would get satellite and like actually get satellite dishes and stuff like that. And I think they were, I think Sky had something to do with that. That's why I automatically thought of satellite.
So you used to pick up Sky, but they did. Well, I had one back then, but it wasn't a paid prescription thing. It was just we got the satellite and hacked in.
I was going to say, just buy the dish and just hack into it.
Oh, you could. There was plenty of people selling like the coding. You put the dish up, you run the wires, they come to your place, plug in a computer, do some stuff. And
I think they were doing chipped boxes as well for a time.
Yeah. And
so
then
if you didn't have a computer sort of set up or whatever, you could run it through the coax and stuff through a chip box.
Yeah. Then you wait like 3 months and it'll get cut off. And then you call them back out and they come, cost you another $20. And they push some buttons and do some stuff. And you get another 3-4 months out of it. It was the good old days. when things were easy.
Mm.
Seeing
Then
everything.
Then Foxtel came out, and there was hacked boxes of Foxtel for a while, but then they went to the IQ system, and then you couldn't do it anymore. And
But even with Foxtel, like my parents literally got Foxtel when it first came out, and their sales pitch was, "Can you afford a can of Coke a day?" Because a can of Coke back then was like 30 cents or whatever it was. And then you think about it, like you were paying 12, 13 bucks a month. And now it's jumped
for the basic package. Yeah, I think
there was no packages back then.
Because I remember, like, because Beck had Foxtel in the early days, and they were paying. They originally got the basic package, and this was, I think, when it was, I think, $29.95 a month or something like that. And then they ended up, everybody's like, "Oh no, but I want to watch sports, and I want to watch movies, and I want to watch this, and I want to watch that." So they went to the full package, and I think it was like $49 or $59 per month. But I think once it hit $100 per month, they were like, "Nah, we're not doing it anymore."
When we got Foxtel, it was one price and everything included. None of this extra for this, and that. And then it just kept jumping and jumping like crazy. It was full on package with movie channels, sports channels, still a ridiculous. It's way, way too much.
I'd hate to know what it's worth now. Like getting a full package is probably like $150-$200 a month.
Well, Foxtel, yeah, it's about $139, I think, is for the full package. But doctor's saying that it was a full-on package, movies, sports. You think about it, like I have Disney, Stan, Binge, and Netflix, and the way they're going now, I think I'm sitting at about 80 to $90 a month to have them all.
Yeah, we've got because like Beck pays for some, I pay for some, her younger sister pays for some. Because we've got, what do we got? So we got Netflix, we got Disney, we got Amazon, we've got Crunchyroll, which is only anime stuff anyway, but you still got to pay for that, still a subscription. What else have we got? Her sister pays for KO. That's a ripoff. Because like I was trying to watch, because I know like on our Boxing Day is their Christmas Day, and you get like 5 or 6 games through the whole day, and it just stops and jerks and restarts and all that sort of stuff. And I'm just like, I ended up turning it off. I'm like, this is just shit. And it's not the internet that does it. It always does it.
I've never bothered with KO.
Yeah.
How you going, the comic vet?
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, thank you. Is there anyone you don't know in the community?
There's a few people's names there's a few channel names that I know the channel name, but I don't know their real name. That's or DVH. I don't know whether anybody actually knows his real name. Which is perfectly fine. But yeah, most of them I know a few people. Well, I obviously know DVH because, you know, he's become good friends with a lot of the guys that I hang out with and stuff like that. Chris, obviously, it's the same deal. Like, I've known Chris for a while, and I'm part of the comic army as well. You know, I'm part of a few of the like I'm part of the Lynx squad, part of the Legion, part of the comic army, part of the Goon squad. Just trying to think of who else I'm part of. Yeah, there's a few of them.
Yeah, I think you're as many as part of as many squads as you have streaming services.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Cliffy.
How are you, buddy?
Cliff is definitely a new addition to the to the group. Cliff is absolute legend and a lot of fun, and he's funny as fuck.
Yeah,
I love Cliff.
It was great fun listening to you guys on Sunday. I was
Oh,
cutting the lawn and
yeah.
just had the headphones in. Wasn't watching, just listening.
Yeah.
It was an interesting 2 hours.
Oh, especially when bloody CJ fucking
Great, yeah.
crashed in and whatever like that. It's like, oh my god.
He must have been that time of the month. He just needed to vent a bit.
Yeah, well, his time of month seems to be at least once a week.
He's got a habit for he's not a normal female, so he gets it weekly, not monthly. Let's see. Let's do some card opening. Keep something going while.
Hey, Trav.
How you going, TM?
I did happen to put that I was on a stream with you in a couple of the chats, so that's probably why a few people are popping up now too.
Well, thank you very much for getting some more eyes on my small little channel.
That's what we do. Community helps community.
If any of you would like to jump in, the link is on the top. You're more than welcome to join me and Spidey having a chat.
If you haven't pinned it, it might have actually disappeared from their chat.
Let's do this. Let's cut and paste it again and put it in there again. All right, fresh in the chat.
Yeah, there we go.
Back in. So, all right. Some more Jack Kirby greatness art.
So what are these? Is this a card series or something?
Weren't you on when I showed these last? So at Billy's show, I found.
Oh, that's right. I remember you bought the box, but I don't think you actually opened any at the time.
So Jack Kirby's unpublished archives.
Ah, that's awesome, DVH. Well done, mate. You just hit 300 subs.
Well done, buddy.
Make sure you give it about a week or 2 weeks. Don't count your chickens too quick, because the algorithm will screw around with you. It'll jump up and down, up and down, up and down, or whatever like that till it evens out. So give it about 2 weeks. If you're still sitting on 300 at 2 weeks, then celebrate.
I was doing well. I hit 166 after not moving for a decent time frame, and then slowly now it's starting to go down. I'm down to 165. So I got to get a bit more active and try and get these subs back up again.
Yeah, it does that. Hey, bonjour, Jean. Hope
how
you're doing well,
Jean?
mate.
Merry Christmas to you too.
I don't know how to say Merry Christmas in French, so.
How's it going? We got the power plant, the shark jet.
You doing this on your phone or on your laptop?
Phone.
I was going to say try and make yourself big, but it's probably a bit hard on the phone.
No, I can do it. Layout. Give me a second.
There we go.
Come on. All right, so we got everything multi-car from whatever series that is. Surprisingly, the first 2 packets I opened were all stuck together, but this third packet being Two-Face. Very interesting cards for the time frame they came out. And Jack Kirby art, obviously, is always pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, thanks, Cliff. I'm not going to try and do it, though.
The Breakouts vehicle, a lot of cars. wasn't sure if I was actually going to open these and try and get a set or just try and flip them. So supposedly you have a chance of getting where is it? 6 Unsung Heroes Chromium cards, the Villains 3-card subset, 24 karat gold signature card.
Oh god.
So
is this sort of like, is it supposed to be like all his like concept art sort of stuff, or is it actually published work, or?
No, so it's unpublished archives, it's called.
Mm.
So it says the king lives on in this 90 card retrospective of distinctive, never before seen artwork compiled from the archives of Ruby Spares Productions. You'll find Jack Kirby's trademark style of phenomenal heroes, fantastic villains, super vehicles, awesome weapons, and a slew of blockbuster bonus collectibles.
Yeah, so it's literally like they've found like probably folders of all these like rough sketches and like prototype stuff and things that never saw the light of day, and then obviously made a card set out of them, which is really cool.
Yeah. Why? When I think anything,
DVH.
Jack,
Have a good one,
Jack.
mate.
Goodbye, doctor. Have a good night.
Day, whatever time it is.
Yeah. Weekend, month.
UK, it'd probably be morning, I think.
Nah, yeah, it's about 8 a.m.
Mm.
But I got some whole bunch of cool. It says what they're from, and there's a whole bunch of points.
It's 11:30 a.m. They're 11 hours behind. Oh yeah, there we go. You just said that.
Every card comes with a story. So they're pretty cool.
Yeah, love Jack Kirby's art.
So I think I might actually open them up, try and make the set. So you got cards like this. With all the...
Yeah, so all sort of concept art and things like that. That's still wicked though.
Besides the early Avengers and stuff books I'm getting, that's probably the closest I'm going to get to most things Jack Kirby.
Well, there's plenty of Silver Age DC and Marvel Jack Kirby books that are good enough to get, or easy enough to get.
If it's not stuff that I'm really collecting, I'm trying to avoid collecting new series until I get through some stuff. So
I was going to say a reasonably, like, I know it's not Marvel, but a reasonably priced series that's an older series, if you like Jack Kirby, would be New Gods, because that's all his work.
I've gotten a few New Gods books, but I don't think it'll be something that I'm really interested in getting everything.
Yeah.
So some really... You got Roxy's Raiders, Empire Steel. They fucking reflect like shit.
Yeah, you got to sort of either tilt it back or tilt it up sort of thing to try and get rid of it. Yeah, there we go.
He had some very interesting concepts going back then. The Flying Knight.
Yeah, well, obviously he was known for his, his superhero stuff, but he loved, like sci-fi stuff. He had his he liked a lot of that sort of different styles of sort of comic work and things like that. So
I'm sure, wasn't there a Tiger Shark in Marvel?
Yeah, Tiger Shark was in the Submariner books First appearance was in, it's like say number 3 or number 4 of the original run from Silver Age. I think it was
He
number
must have been,
3, I think. I have the book, I know that much.
he must have been working on the concept for a while.
I can't remember who was doing the original Submariner run. Mark, you'd probably remember. Who did the original Submariner run? I can't remember. Drawing a blank for some reason.
You got Warriors of Illusion.
That's cool.
His art was very unique even back then.
Yeah.
Like he did some things that you wouldn't really expect from the time.
Video to
Take
record
care,
and movie to
Gene.
watch. All right, Gene. Same, mate.
Even his vehicles, very futuristic.
Yeah. You like to do a lot of vehicles.
So does that remind you of a scene?
Ah. Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2. just Spider-Man 2. Yeah, Tobey
Spider-Man,
Maguire.
and I'm pretty sure there's a Superman scene like that as well somewhere down the track. Let's see what this packet has to offer. I think it's getting late and we've been going for nearly an hour and a half. And I'm not a Spidey's Outback going for 6 hours.
It's a pity I couldn't do it on like our New Year's Eve.
Why not?
Well, it'll be on our New Year's Eve, but I don't think anybody will hang out with me until it hits midnight though, because that would be like a 12-hour stream.
Well, are you still thinking to go lunchtime?
Yeah, I'll still leave it at the same time. But yeah, nobody's gonna unless some of the Insomniac crew decide to jump on with me. But even then, it'll still be too late for them because they usually run latest, I think, like 8 o'clock, maybe 9 o'clock our time. So that's like, like I think it's like 6 in the morning or 8 in the morning or something for them.
Oh, so you want to actually still be going at New Year's?
At New Year's, I think, so I can actually say Happy New Year and they'll be like, yeah, but it's not for like another 14 or 16 hours.
Why don't you start a bit later?
But then hardly anybody will jump on because nobody will jump on over there because everybody will just go to bed.
Yeah. I can jump on for a bit. I'm working New Year's Eve, but I can jump on before I go work. I got one of the fancy cards, Prince Valiant.
Oh yeah.
So this says it is a promo card, not for resale. Got a whole bunch of information. So I'm going to assume, well, these cards are nearly 30 years old because they were printed in 94. So
I was going to say, I wouldn't think they'd do anything like that now because everything's card games now. It's hardly any art cards. They still do art cards, but not as much as what they used to. Showtime on New Year's Eve, 8:30. Got to throw down for at year's end. Yeah, I already saw the thumbnail for that, Mark.
Yeah. So that'll be the first here for us, obviously.
Yeah, when he does what it's usually called at week's end.
Yeah.
That's usually on our Monday, and I think it's for us. It starts. I think it's like 11 o'clock in the morning or something. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning, somewhere around that.
I might be up by that time.
But yeah, because obviously it'll be before New Year, so he's doing it at year's end instead of at week's end. But they do like spoiler reviews and everything of like current movies or TV series and books and all that sort of stuff. But obviously this year it'll be more of a probably a retrospective stuff that's happened this year in comics and TV and movies and all that sort of stuff as well.
Oh, I've got a question for you, Mark. I know you've seen Aquaman, and I haven't watched your video about it. Is it worth going to watch? Just a simple yes or no question.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews.
I have too, but I've seen Mark's other takes on movies.
Mark liked it, so
yeah. When pretty much everything Mark said he's liked or loved, I've had sort of the same opinion. So that's why I'm asking him. Because pretty much if he says it was crap, then the chances are I'm going to think it was crap. If he said it was good, there's a good chance that I'd enjoy it.
And that's the thing why I may see it in the cinemas, because like he said, if you like the first one, you'll like the second one. Because I loved the first one. I really enjoyed the first one.
I'm pretty much a person that any of these movies come out, I'm gonna watch at the cinemas. The only one I didn't watch at the cinemas was Flash, and that was because I was traveling when it was Sting. So I'm always going to watch these movies at the cinemas just for the whole experience of watching it on the big screen.
We don't go to the movies as much as what we used to. It's just timing and stuff like that. And sometimes it's like, oh, we feel like going to the movies. What's on the movies? All the stuff we wanted to see has already gone off the movies. And because we were going to go see the Marvels, like I know a lot of people hated it, but we were like, oh, let's just go to the movies. Something happened, didn't end up going, and I think it's already off the movies. So I'll just wait for it to come out on Blu-ray and just buy it then.
I don't think the Marvels was that bad of a movie. Depending how you went into watching it. If you went into watching it as the second Marvels movie and wanted to see it for what it was a decent movie. If you went in there wanting to watch a movie that came out after Endgame and is a Marvel blockbuster, then it was crap.
Yeah.
But you got to watch a movie for what the movie is.
Yeah, exactly. And like I've learned to be less critical of Marvel properties in the last like 5 years or so, like, and nothing to do with YouTube guys' influence and any of that sort of stuff. It's more the fact of, I think, like, and I've said this before, like I typically enjoy DC and independent stuff a lot because I don't know as much of the back history of it, so I can almost go in with an open mind. Whether it's the Marvel stuff, like I know, like when the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie came up, like I ripped that thing apart. Like I was like, oh, why is the webbing coming out of his thing, and why is he doing this, and why is that person named this, and why are they working there, and like, because me being a Spider-Man thing, I'm going, this is not, all the stories all wrong, all the facts are all wrong and things like that. And then slowly over time, I've just learned I need to go in and just enjoy it for what it is instead of trying to think of all the comics and history of the character and try to pick it apart.
So you were being a typical Spidey bitch.
Pretty much.
See, my advantage was back then I really didn't collect. So I was a Marvel fan, but I couldn't tell you anything past what I've seen in movies. So going into the Spider-Man movies, I thought they were awesome for what they were when we got them. Because if you think how advanced those movies were for that time
Mm.
and the things we got and seen. Hey, I got a limited edition medallion card.
Oh, cool.
Found a rare limited edition medallion card included in Jack Kirby's unpublished archives collector cards by Comic Human Legend. Only 4 of these cards have been randomly inserted into each case.
Oh, cool. Just looks like another art card, though.
It does. That's why I've been looking at the back of the cards and not the front.
Mm.
But
Oh, other way around.
So
limited edition medallion card. Okay. So 1546 is obviously its edition number.
But it says only 4 of these cards have been randomly inserted into each case.
Yeah, so it'll be like each box.
No, each case.
Yeah,
So
how many?
Each box would be, so there'd be either 10, 12, maybe 24 boxes in a case, depending what the run was. So realistically, you'd think it would be a pretty rare card. But God only knows, because I've never seen what any of these cards have ever been worth.
Yeah, I'd never even seen them until you actually showed it to me.
Oh, I had never seen them until seeing the guy had them there, and I jumped on them straight away because I figured it's something I haven't seen before, something different. So, don't think I'm gonna get lucky and get anything else rare and hard to find. But might get lucky and get a 24 karat gold card.
Here's open.
Can hope. It'd be good to get some good luck finally. Especially this time of year. The micro mites. I'm sure that ended up becoming the Micronauts. Because didn't he do that?
I'm just trying to think of. I was never a Micronauts guy. I can't remember if he did that or not, because I know Micronauts came out in Bronze Age. I think it was late Bronze Age too. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. Mark's usually my go-to knowledgeable guy. He might be at work though. And just typing an odd thing every now and then. Although no, it's probably about 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning, so he might not have gone to work yet.
Mark's probably prepping like 100 videos that he needs to get filmed for the next 2 weeks.
No, he already did that. He did that on he did that on my channel the last week or the week before.
1979.
I think it might have been last week. Oh, for Micronauts?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's driving. Well, you shouldn't be typing while you're driving, Mark. Naughty boy.
But he also said 1979 for the. For the
yeah, I thought it was late Bronze Age.
I might actually get to a stage where I remember when the ages actually are.
Yeah, well, it's sort of different too because then don't ask for my help. Sorry.
How rude, Mark, isn't he?
I kind of stepped into that one.
Sorry,
mate. You know, he's my go-to guy. He's the all-knowing and all-seeing Mark from Legion of Comics. He's a wealth of absolute knowledge. So I would never ever go against him on a trivia show. I would only want him to be like, you know, like those pub trivia night sort of things. I'd want him on my team, not against him. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think I freeze up on those nights.
Mm.
I
I
remember.
always say, that I know a little about a lot, not a lot about a little.
Well, we did the one when we had the catch up with Mark, the power, and like the questions they were asking, I knew half the answers, but when the timer just starts clicking over, everything just left my head.
Yeah, I like that. Some have crossed my path on Trivia Show. They've all fallen.
All right, Mark. I will make sure I never come across you. Because I'd probably shoot myself in the foot just by my own stupidity, and you'd make me look worse. Or I'd have to cheat and have Mad Spidey on the phone, looking up the answers while I'm competing.
Yeah, either try and know it off the top of my head, or have a fast typer besides me Googling it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't remember as much as what I used to remember either. It's like it's even like just looking at books. Like, I can look at a book. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because Cliff's been doing a trivia show lately on YouTube. He's annihilated folks on his trivia show.
My thing is like I'm pretty good at knowing if the book's a key or not, but remembering why it's actually a key is a bit, like I said, like all those Avenger books I picked up, I know all of them were keys just from looking at them, but I wouldn't be able to tell you for what reason. And some are just
I'm the same as well. Like, even like certain books, like even like my knowledge of even like Spidey books now is like gone right out the window. Like, I'll look at a book and I should know it straight away, but then I look and I'm like, oh, and it just slips my mind like straight away. It's like I'm losing brain cells or something. I don't know what the fucking deal is, but I just I sort of look at stuff and I'm just like, I know that's a key, or I know that's an important issue, or I know that's part of a storyline for some strange reason, but I just cannot think of it.
Yeah, I've gotten the same. I think the more we collect as well, and the more we're getting into, the harder it is to keep track of everything. Like, I used to be pretty good with my X-Men stuff, but now that I'm starting to collect all the other runs, it's just all over the place. Again, trying to remember that run, this run, that run. I think you go crazy eventually.
So how much of the Avengers run are you actually going to aim for?
If I'm going to do it, all of it.
What, all volumes, or are you just talking about volume 1?
Volume 1.
Okay, so one to whatever it is.
I'll always start with volume 1 and then go from there. But it also depends. Like, obviously, X-Men volume 1 is 540 something books.
So Avengers volume 1, we go there.
Yeah, it is, Mark. Especially when you're in public at a pub. The first time I ever did trivia was literally probably about a month and a half ago, and it was just all random trivia. And I'm normally pretty good with that sort of stuff, but yeah, some of the things just escaped me for the life of me, and it was the simplest of things.
So volume 1 is 402 issues.
It's not too bad. Considering that I did 500 and something for fucking 549 for X-Men. 44, sorry.
Well, Spidey's about the same.
Hey, Beckerman. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Mike. Yeah, Spidey's. Is that a phone?
Yeah, that was my phone.
Yeah, I heard that wop wop or the vibration.
But
Mike's actually another good one, especially comic knowledge. Mike is extremely knowledgeable. He's a wealth of between Mark and Mike. They're an absolute wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, I know Beckerman knows his stuff, especially his artists and that sort of thing.
Yeah, he knows his artist, but he's a big FF guy. He knows his FF stuff. Obviously, New Warriors. There you go, Mike. I said it. New Warriors. Even just general comic knowledge, like historian style stuff. Mike's really good with that stuff too.
All right, never heard of the New Warriors.
Yeah, I've been telling because I had a chance, like in one of our Facebook groups, somebody was selling the whole entire first volume run for like $250, and I think I can't remember how many issues it is. Mike could be able to tell me if he's still listening, but
wasn't it like 52 books?
Nah, it was like 100 and something, I think. And I was actually half tempted to get it because when I was collecting books in the 90s, there was so many. Don't make me take a transatlantic flight.
What, you're gonna come and tell me what the New Warriors are? I know we talked a bit about it last time we were on a stream together, but I cannot remember for the life of me.
Yeah. But there was so like New Warriors characters were crossing over, especially with Spidey, crossing over with the books like all the time. So I grew up on New Warriors books, but surprisingly enough, I do not own an actual New Warriors book. And Mike even said to me, I think it was last week or the week before, 75 glorious issues. There we go. I thought it was 100 something, but anyway. He actually said to me, he goes, how much do you think it would be to send over like 80 books, like including the annuals and stuff? Because he has like 5 sets of the run, 4 or 5 sets. And he's like, I'll send you over a set. And I'm like, it'd be expensive. And he's like, okay, no, don't worry about it.
He likes you, but he doesn't like you that much.
No, exactly. He tolerates me.
So it's a bit like us with Simple.
Yeah, pretty much. But almost 4, he said. Almost 4. But in saying that, Mike did generously allowed me to buy his copy of ASM Annual 1. So that was a big that was a big line out of my comic wish list. So,
well, I seen that video. I got to go back because one of the big goals I had was to get at least one of the X-Men books. Because I think at the start of the year I needed like 7. And now I'm down to 1. So
just number 1.
Yeah, I fucking pretty much annihilated it.
Well, that was like Rob. At the start of the year, Rob was like, he had, I think it was like 12 or 13 books in his ASM run, and he's going all slabbed 1 to 100.
Yeah.
Even though he has a lot of the run and stuff like that, and he's like, he just wanted to cross like 1 or 2 off of the thing, and he ended up getting down to like, he's down to 1 book.
Yeah, because it's like always when you're looking for stuff, it's never there. When you don't really pay much attention, everything comes up in your face.
Yeah.
That's like the X-Men number 1 that I got tagged in yesterday. So it's a I think a 2.5 detached front cover, but complete book slabbed.
Mm.
And I'm tossing up if I bite the bullet or if I hold off, because I know everyone says I can find better, but coming from the States, I don't know how many people I trust.
Especially with that caliber of book too.
That's right. If it was any other sort of book, I wouldn't sort of think twice. But it's a multi-$1,000 book,
Mm.
so
Well, at a 2 or a 2.5, like you don't have to say how much it's you're looking at spending, but it's
it's
be at least
$3.
what, a $5 to $8 Australian book.
Yeah, so it was 3.7 American.
Yeah, so about $5 Australian.
But and then there's all the shipping and shit on top.
Insurance. Yeah, insurance for sure. At that kind of dollar amount.
Then the import tax as well.
Oh yeah, because I don't know whether you could, and that's where it becomes a little bit tricky, because if it's through a business account, through any kind of shipping thing, then you have to pay the 10%. But if it's through a private account and they mark it as gift, but they insure it for a high amount, I'm not sure whether you still have to pay anything.
Yeah, but the problem is they go off the insured amount. So even if it's a gift, if you're insuring it for thousands and thousands of dollars, they know you're not gifting it. They're not stupid here. Now they start charging you for everything.
But in saying that, like, because I've had stuff shipped to me that's been over the $1,000 threshold, that's been marked as gift, I have never paid tax on.
But if you're getting a box full of like 10, 12 items or more, they can see it as being a gift, yeah? Just it's added up in price. But if you're getting one item and it's
they've insured it for like $5,000 or whatever.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to see. Oh, I'm sending a person a $6,000 gift, yeah. And I think
they could write like LeBron James on it or something as the sender name. Is like, oh, okay, well, he's got plenty of money. Send him a gift.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I keep looking at it and I keep saying to myself, do I want to bite the bullet and do it? Am I going to hold off?
That's the problem. Like, hardly anybody's got it here for sale or got it at all. Like, the people that have got it, but like not actually willing to sell it.
Well, I only found the one here, and that was the one I was talking about last time on your show, which was the missing the bits and pieces.
Oh, that was like the 0.5 or whatever it was, I think.
Yeah. So that's the closest I've come to seeing it so far. And then I keep tossing to myself, do I go overseas when I go overseas and see about getting it in my next trip? It's one of those things.
Yeah, you got to spend, $5-10 getting overseas or whatever like that just to go and, try and find it cheaper and stuff. And yeah, it's a bit of a conundrum to try and nut out. But I suppose if you're not in a massive rush for it, then you could just bide your time and something might, like as I said, like in that last video that I did, like my main goal was to knock off one of those 4 amazing books this year, and it just didn't look like it was going to happen. And literally, 3 weeks before the end of the year it happened, which was just a absolute fluke.
Yeah, well, that's what's been happening with the X-Men. I was bidding on one on Heritage Auctions, and it just went crazy price, and I hadn't seen any others since. And then in the last 2 weeks, 2 have popped up.
Oh, yeah, I noticed the number 4 slabs was just put on one of the groups.
Yeah. I've been very tempted to just buy it and use it as bait to trade up, because it is a very big book.
Yeah. Yeah, well, in the first 10 issues, it's really what number 1 and number 4 are the big books. I don't think there's any
1, 2, 4 main big books, like really big books, and then you got 12 first
which
Juggernaut,
is first Juggy, yeah.
14 is first Sentinels, 15 is first Master Mold, sorry. I think so. 14, 15, 16 is the Sentinel storyline.
Yep.
Then you don't get any like really big keys. Like you get a few first appearances, like first Mimic and first
Banshee and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, 17 is first Banshee, and then you get to obviously the Days of Future Past storyline in the 140.
Well, that's it's not till the 140s, but you've got obviously like giant size X-Men in there. You've got 94 as another big book, because that's the second appearance of all of them. That's still another big book.
Yeah, but see, between
you got
60,
that Polaris bloody cover that just always seems to be expensive.
Yeah, number 50. But I think
I want that book.
I'm not sure if it's 60 or 62, something like that, to 84 is all reprints of the
of like 30s to 40s sort of thing.
Yeah. So
what have I got of early X-Men books? Let me have a look. I know I've got a few. It's something that I just sort of, just dabble at.
I've opened 14 packets of these cards, and I'm 3 cards short of having the full set.
Oh, nice. Let's have a look. Uncanny. Where's Uncanny? All right, so my lowest number is 10, which they classify that as like a gold key in CLZ, which is, first Silver Age Kaiser.
Yeah.
So I've got 10, 11. I've got 24. Yeah, I've got 28, which is first Banshee. Then 42, 44, 61. I think 61, is that first? No, that's second appearance of Sauron or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's, second appearance. 90. And then, it goes over the hundreds.
So what?
So I got a couple sub 100, not a lot, but
I'm just looking now. So I've, out of the Avengers Volume 1, I've already got 44 books. With a number 2 and a 7 in there.
Oh, you bought number 2 off James, didn't you?
Yeah. So I got number 2, and then I got number 7 off James as well. So I'm gonna say that I've pretty much got the bulk. Let's have a look in the keys and see how many I'm missing. So obviously number 1, I've got number 2. I need number 3, which isn't a big book. 4 would be the next one that I'll be chasing, which is Captain America.
That's a fucking expensive book.
So 5 is not expensive. 6 is not that expensive. I got 7. 8 is the next expensive one. The Kang. 9.
Yeah, I got about 30 books between in the first 100 of Avengers.
Besides obviously the first 20 low books, I think I've pretty much got all the other Avengers books going up from there.
Yeah, so my lowest is number 5, but then it goes to like 19 and above. So I haven't got any of the really big, like I've got a few sort of small to medium keys, like First Swordsman and First Man Ape and stuff like that. I've got First Vision.
Yeah,
got
I got
first Red Guardian, First Ultron, first first Dane Whitman, which is like before he becomes the third bloody Black Knight. So I haven't got. So I've got like the yellow book. That's So like that's the when he's Dane Whitman.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the next book, which is the one where he actually becomes the third Black Knight.
Well,
first Grim Reaper. Yeah, so a few of those sort of ones, but like obviously like number 1 and number 4 and number 8 and all that, they're all the big dollar keys.
Well, for you, considering you're doing the Defenders run, you're going to need 1, 15, 16, 17, and 18.
Yeah, well, I still haven't got the Marvel Features books yet either.
I think I need 1. I think I only need number 1 left.
I think
in
there's
Features.
3 of them, 2 of them, or 3 of them.
3 or 4 for sure. There's 2 and 3 for sure. I'm not sure if the 4th one is Defenders or if it moves on to the next thing.
I know, yeah, Marvel Feature number 1 is the first appearance of the Defenders, and then Feature 2 is the second appearance. But I don't know if it goes any more past that.
Yeah, I've got 2 and 3. I just need number 1. But there's 13 Marvel feature books, and 1, 2, and 3 are Defenders. Then goes to Ant-Man for 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10. So there's freaking 7 Ant-Man books. And then you got Thing and the Incredible Hulk and Thing and Iron Man.
Okay.
So yeah, that's good. It means I only need my Defenders run. I think I'm down to 2 books now. I need the Marvel features and I need 1 Defenders book.
Yeah, because you're not doing when it becomes the new Defenders, are you? Which is still part of the run, but you're just not doing that.
I probably will, but I wanted to focus on the main thing first. So yeah, I need 1 book to have that done. So I'm getting close to finishing off a few of my actual runs. I need 1 book for Black Panther to have that done. 1
Is
book
that the original, like the Kirby run? Or are you talking about the like the jungle action?
No, the original Kirby run.
Yep.
So
hey, Con.
How you going, Con? How you going, Ben?
Oh, there's Ben as well. Hey, Ben.
Yeah, so I need 1 book for Black Panther, 1 book Defenders. I need 3 or 4 books for She-Hulk. I got most of my Nightwing run done. So getting through a few.
Yeah, see, the Black Panther run, I've only got number 1 and number 9.
Well, I think you've got 1 that I need. Let me see, where is it? Nah, I need number 11 to finish that run.
Yeah. I think I have more jungle action actually than I do Black Panther run.
I don't have any of the jungle action run.
Yeah, I've got number 6, number 8, number 11, number 17, and 18 in the jungle action. But he's not. I can't remember. I don't think he's in the whole jungle action series. Jungle action.
Did you? I know you're a Marvel person, but did you ever pick up the JLL Avengers stuff?
Oh, the crossover stuff.
Yeah.
Nah, I never bothered. I never bothered with it.
I was lucky enough that Mark was able to get me the trade paperback they did for
the George Perez one.
Yeah, when they redid it when he was Sting. And that thing has jumped like fucking crazy.
Yeah. All right, so
like
Black Panther Jungle Action started at number 5. And well, it looks like it goes through quite a... Oh, okay, so yeah, so it's number 5 till the run's only a 24 book run. And he's literally from number 5 to number 24. So it's only the first 4 books that are non-Black Panther.
All right.
So it's not too bad a run to try and get. And there's only, from what I can see, there's only one major key in that jungle action. That's first Killmonger.
Yeah. I think number 7 or
number
6.
8.
I think.
Number 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the books I do have.
Yeah, lucky. I've thought about grabbing that book a few times, but I never actually jump in and actually get it.
The funny thing is I always remember the story of when I bought that, because this is when the Black Panther movie had come out and it became obviously the hot book at the time. And this was at the time where I was started before I had my YouTube channel, but I was watching the YouTube auctions, especially my mate Todd's auctions, and a guy had a raw copy in a reasonable condition. Like it probably would have been, maybe it was a raw, but it probably would have been a 7 or an 8 or something like that. And he started it off at $50 and it went for $900, like in a bidding war.
Jeez.
And I ended up just jumping on eBay the next day, and I picked it up from the UK for $100 shipped Australian.
Yeah, I don't get why. Like I've seen some of those bids, and I don't get why people go crazy, especially on certain books. Like
you get caught up in the hype sometimes too.
Yeah, but 900.
I've done it plenty of times.
I've never gone that extreme. I always try to freaking
set yourself a limit.
Yeah. Like I've done it a few times where I just let books go and I could have got it at a decent price compared to what I actually paid for it. But it's been more often that I've let books go and get it for way cheaper than what I was about to pay for it.
Yeah.
So even like, I don't know how many times I came close to buying X-Men 4. Like I was going to buy it from James, that commission one, when I bought the 2.
Yeah.
And then I got lucky and freaking 3 days later, it fell into my lap. So...
Because I thought you ended up buying 2 and 4 from other commission books from James. But did you only end up buying 2?
I bought 2
or
from
number
James.
2, should I say?
Yeah, and then number 4 fell in my lap from another seller.
Yeah.
So, and I got it for way cheaper than obviously what the person who owned the book wanted through James, which I understand. And even that guy's got a number 1. that's been sent to CGC to be slabbed and thing.
I did notice that. Well, that's what James said to me at Oz Comic Con. He goes, I can go about 20% now with the commission books, whereas like the previous time when he first had him, he said I can go about 5 to 10% at the most.
Yeah.
But now he said he can go 20%, and I just sort of looked at it and I'm like, I still don't really want to be giving him the money and not James the money.
Yeah.
And obviously a lot of them were still fairly overpriced. And that's why like I ended up walking out with so much spare money from Oz Comic Con, because I was eyeing off a lot of those old FF and Strange Tales books. But I'm like, well, you actually getting a cut of it? And he's like, not really. And I'm like, well, there's no point in me buying a big book from this guy at overpriced prices when you could give me a better deal if it was your book and you'd be getting the money.
Yeah, but the guy, he's not getting a commission or that for selling the books, but the guy is very good mate and helps James out. So it's sort of a pro quad thing.
Yeah.
You help me. But obviously the prices are a little bit extreme.
Yeah.
But that's like everyone. Everyone wants the most they can get out of something.
Like I've never had a problem if I can afford a book that I really want and it's a high dollar book, you know, but it's still a fair market value or whatever like that. If I want the book then and there, I'll just pay for it.
That's right.
Like I was eyeing off because he had First Wasp was one of the Strange Tales books, and I was eyeing that off. And I'm looking at it going, like, I automatically, you know, like I'm not good at looking up pricing, but I can look at like eBay sort of current sell prices and stuff like that. And I'm looking at it and going, $1,500 Australian is, it's a very rare book over here, but it's a bit rough of a price. Like if it was $1,000, I probably would have bought it, regardless whether it was consignment stock or not. But $1,500 is a bit way too much. So that's why I just didn't end up biting the bullet, and luckily I didn't, because otherwise I wouldn't have that amazing number 6. So because I'd had that, I put that money back in the bank, and then that obviously, you know, popped up, and I'm like, bang, I'm jumping all over this.
Yeah, that's what happened with me with the number 4. If I had spent the money that I was with James for that number 4, I would have been stopped buying books for the rest of the.
Because he's still got the amazing number 4, the consignment book from last time. He still had that at Oz as well. I'm just like looking at that price and going, it's just, yeah, James from Camera Con. Yeah, pennies.
Is Con Australian?
He's in Sydney.
Ah, yeah. Penny's House of Awesomeness.
Yeah, I still look at the price on that, and because it's like a 5 or a 6.0 or something like that. Like he wants like $7,000 or something stupid for it or like that. I'm like, in realistic terms, it's probably not too far off the mark. Like with FMV and obviously currency conversion and all that sort of stuff, but I'm not paying. I'd rather buy a raw tatty version for like $1,000 than fork out that kind of money.
It's finding that version.
That's exactly right.
But then, like everything, when you finally do buy it, they all come out of the woodworks.
Yeah. There'll be one like, you know, like I'm waiting for another 6 to pop up, you know, and it'll be like half the price or something like that. Like it won't be, but you know, it might be $100 cheaper or something like that. And I'll be like, oh, you know, fuck, that sucks, but I'm still happy I got it, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, James has been a great seller, and now makes life easier because he started coming to Melbourne cons.
Yeah.
Saves me having to drive to fucking Canberra just to see him.
Yeah, ever since like the obviously because we got out of lockdowns down here in October, November of COVID. Pretty much from the next year, he went absolutely fucking nuts at cons. Like he was all the Melbourne ones, all the Canberra ones. He went to, I think, a few Sydney ones, a few Brisbane ones. He was just non-stop going to fairs and cons and little like, scout hall type fucking places. He was just going nuts. No wonder he's so fucking tired.
Yeah, fucking, he's trying to clear out some space from what he was telling me with the amount of books.
Yeah, well, that's why he started finally. He's, doing a scanning system to try to know exactly what he has now. So if people ask him, "Oh, have you got this?" Because I heard so many people, because pretty much most of the day I spent, if I wasn't on the live stream, I was just hanging out with him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, everybody's like, "Oh, have you got any of these books?" "Oh, I do, but I didn't bring them." "Oh, have you got this number of this book?" "Oh, I might do in the piles in the shop, but I don't know off the top of my head." And it's like, that's why he wants to start getting into. He started, but he just wants to get them all scanned so he knows exactly what he has.
Oh, it's an impossible thing. I try to keep lists and shit of all the stock I have for the cons, and I can I'll look at the list and I'll see it and I'll just completely glaze over it like I didn't even see it. People ask me. And then
that's why I scanned. That's why I wanted to get the CLZ app and scan all my books in, because I hate doubles. Like, I have so many doubles now of things. It's absolutely, like, it's annoying me. But the thing is, though, I haven't scanned them in as doubles, so I really need to go in and actually physically take out all the doubles out of my boxes. Most of it's like newer stuff, though. But I do have some old doubles of some stuff. And just I don't know, give them away, sell them, do something with them.
Sell them, and it'll get you a bit closer to your 1, 3, and 4.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of caliber books to sell to try and get them
but
remotely close.
If you got $110 books, it's $1,000.
Yeah, if you can sell them, yeah. I think I might have a few odd little gems that I might have doubles of.
If just say you have 100 books, if 10 of them are $30, $40, $50 books, you got $300, $400 there. If the others are all $5 books, you got another $600.
Yeah,
you're sitting at $1,000.
I think the most problem is that I have a lot of doubles in in really recent books, because I've like doubled up between alternate and Mark, and they're all like A cover stuff, so it's nothing super special or anything. So a lot of people are going to be like, they might, if I go to one of these, like if I go to say Billy's thing and try and sell some stuff, they might just look at it and go, "Oh, this is just all, common, boring stuff." That we've all seen.
Depending on what you're wanting for it, if you're selling it $4 or $5, you're gonna find those random kids.
Yeah, well, that's all I would. Like, I wouldn't even sell them at like our cover price, which is what, $10, $11 at the moment for a $3.99 book. I'd probably sell them for like $3 or $4 or something like that, just to get rid of them.
I'd say this year our shows have gone crazy. We went from having like 4 to 5 shows to maybe 12 to 13 this year alone.
Yeah, or between having, you got obviously your major ones, you got one Supernova and one Oz Comic Con, but obviously Oz Comic Con's doing the Christmas edition now, so there's 2. But we also had Metro started this year as well, so that's 4 main shows. But then you have Billy doing the Yarraville 3 to 4 times in the year. You've got the Vintage and Modern Toy Show that, that's like 4 times a year, 5 times a year with the giant size. You got that new one that I didn't go to over in, what was that, Melbourne?
Yeah, Melbourne Collective.
They did one major show, but I've been noticing they've been doing a lot of small shows lately as well.
Yeah.
But then there's all these other sort of like shows that that are popping out of the woodwork that I keep hearing about that I want
Then we've
to
got
start.
BendyCon as well, and
Yeah,
Shepparton.
BendyCon. The Shepparton thing is pointless, absolutely pointless. I did that once, and that was pointless. One each of Supernova and OzCon here in Sydney. If you actually search, I can guarantee you there'll be more smaller shows. There's a big one in Wollongong, I think, and Penrith.
Yeah, and you got the Penrith Collectors Fair, which is like 2 or 3 times a year for sure.
Yeah, one in Wollongong, one in Penrith. I'm sure there's people running small little like scout hall type comic only shows and stuff like we have down here.
And I know Canberra's not exactly close, but you got geek markets, and there's another one in Canberra.
Yeah, I can't remember what the other one is, but
you could make a 2-3 hour drive down to Canberra.
Yeah, well, I think from the heart of Canberra to the heart of Sydney, I think is about 2 and a bit hours.
Yeah, depending where.
Yeah, for sure, Con.
Yeah, when you're here, let us know. Especially if you come around showtime, we can take you to a few different places.
I just wish Phil was still open though. I really miss shopping at Phil's shop.
It's annoying shopping there, but I did enjoy going in there.
I absolutely, because it definitely has. Like, I know a lot of people say Penrith has been picking up for collectibles. Yeah. I know Alternate has like a ridiculous amount of back issues, but the thing is though, it's not accessible really. Yeah. Like, you can't actually just go and start looking through all the short boxes because they're all just piled up in the bloody back warehouse. So that's why they put everything online. So you have to do it online, and then you got to wait a week for them just to try and find it. So it's not like when you actually go to the Phil's, it's, you know, maybe a pissy little tiny shop, but you can actually flick through the boxes and actually look.
That's right.
And I reckon, no word of a lie, at least 50 to 60% of my whole Amazing Spider-Man run, besides obviously the newer stuff, came from Phil's shop.
I'd say a decent 15% of my whole collection was from Phil.
Yeah.
Because every time I used to go there, I used to come out with stacks of books.
And I always worked out the trick too. The trick was, because he never had, he for the first probably 5-6 years of me going to his shop, he never had an FPOS machine, so it was always cash. But when he got an FPOS machine, I worked it out that what you do is, because he never gave you a big discount, it was always something small, but his prices were always good, so he didn't really care. But if you're paying by FPOS, you get the exact amount.
Yeah.
But what you would do is you would buy enough books to go a little bit above what you wanted to spend. So say if you went in with, say, $50, you were going to only spend $50 in physical cash, buy like 53 or 55 or $56 worth of stuff, he would give it to you for the 50.
Yeah.
Even if you don't show the 50, he would always round down to what the nearest 10 was.
Yeah.
So I'd always do that every single time, especially if you spent over $100. I'd always go and like buy that one extra $5 or $10 book, and he'd say, "Oh, just give me $100."
I found that if I tell him cash, instantly towards the end, it was getting, the discounts were crazy for him.
Yeah, because he wanted to start trying to clear out space.
Not just that, I would spend like 2 hours in the shop talking to him, looking through books and stuff, and always got better discounts. And then he'd start seeing me at the shows, especially when he was doing them.
Yeah, he used to do a lot of shows too.
Better and better and better. So, but Con, what sort of stuff do you chase? Because we have a few good places here, but nothing extremely great to go hunting in.
And that's the other problem is that Sydney lost a lot of comic shops during COVID.
Oh, they lost pretty much everything.
There's
nothing left there in the city unless they reopen. King's is the only thing left.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I know it was about 10, 15 years ago or something like that. Like Beck and I went up there and literally listed every single comic shop we could find, and we went hunting at all of them. And there was about like 15 or 20 comic shops alone. Now there's like a couple left.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for reading my mind. Buy me another can.
She's seen you finish it.
Yeah, I'm like sitting there going, nah.
in the last time I went to Sydney, probably about a year ago, there's Kings in the city. There was none others, and then you got the one in Liverpool, which is a pretty decent shop. And that's it. I think there's one little one, like a collector's bull shop out Penrith Way, and I really couldn't find anything else.
The funniest one was one out near Bondi somewhere, but it was weird. We caught a bus out there, and literally all the streets, like to get there, were all like windy and downwards and stuff like that. And you know, we're following this bus route, and we've got the address and stuff like that. And it took us because we stayed right in the heart of the city. And it took us about an hour or something to get out there or whatever like that. And it was just like this tiny, tiny little shop. And it's like there was like 5 or 6 shops on one side and 5 or 6 shops on the other side, literally on the side of a hill as you go down this big windy road. And we finally got there and we go in there. And this was like during the week, during the day. And we get there and it was closed. And we're like, what the fuck? And we're like, it's the middle of the day, middle of the week. Why aren't you open? So, but we have a look, and I'm having a look sort of thing, and you could see, you know, a few boxes and stuff like that, whatever like that. But it was nothing really grand or fully. It was just only a very small shop. And so we see a note on the door, and it says, open limited hours, shopping by appointment. I'm like, okay, this is a bit weird. I'm like, I'll just take a stab at it. And so I rang the number or whatever like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know, my name's Simon, whatever like that. And we're here from Melbourne doing all the comic shops. We decided to, you know, come out and see your shop and things like that. And he goes, oh yeah, sorry, like I wasn't going to work today and all that sort of stuff. And he goes, oh, what are you looking for? And I said, look, I'm looking for a lot of stuff, but the main thing I'm chasing is sub 100 ASM books. And he goes, can you fill some time or something for about half an hour, an hour? And I'm like, I suppose we could do that, you know, like that. And he goes, look, I'll bring out 2 short boxes of all my sub 100 ASM books. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So we waited. It took him about you spoiled it, Con. And it's only because the guy's name is Con as well. But he came out with two books like that, and I'm flicking through, and it's like number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm screwed. He literally had from 1 to 100 in 2 short boxes for sale. And I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I ended up spending $2,500 with him then and there.
And you didn't get number 1?
No, I did not get number 1. Number 1, he had, I can't remember the price. Yeah, Costa. Yeah, Costa, that's it, not Con. And yeah, like, or number 1, he had, like, 'cause I was trying to go as many as I could for the money.
Yeah.
But I think I bought like I think I bought like number 9, number 4, like so first Electro, first Craven, first Mysterio, and like I think I ended up buying about 20, 30 books for the $2.5 grand, but got a lot of big first appearances out of the way. And he's like, oh, if I'm ever in Melbourne, if you're ever here again, just, here's my card, here's my number, whatever, just give me a call. I actually saw him. He actually did a couple of Melbourne shows within the years, couple of years after that. And I bought some more books off him and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously never got the number 1 or the number 3 or the other book sort of thing that I need. But
maybe give him a phone call. You might.
I wouldn't have a clue where the card is.
I don't know if I've ever seen him.
He used to do a few shows in Melbourne, but I can't remember the last time I saw him, to be perfectly honest. I think it would have been pre-COVID, so you may or may not know him because you probably weren't buying as many books back then.
Nah. So I've only 2017 started buying books, so.
No. Yeah, but maybe you weren't, like fully into it, like trying to, get the old big books and stuff like that, maybe at the start.
Oh, I was to an extent, not like I am now. But yeah, so.
He's at the big shows.
To go hunting here, I think the only possibility is Collector's Edge.
I've bought some old Spidey books from him too, because he keeps a few boxes out the back.
I found with him, if you just message and tell him you're coming and what you're looking for, he'll make sure he's got it in the shop. But I have no issues with Collector's Edge.
So I don't know him well enough. I used to go there a bit because I had a few friends that lived in Moonee Ponds. But yeah, I haven't been there since COVID, and I haven't bought anything because I used to, and for some stupid reason, I don't know why I did. You used to have all the tables right in the middle with all these clearance stuff, and I used to buy a lot of like the little, like the trades and stuff, because he used to sell them for like $5, $10 instead of like when the retails were like 30 or 50 or whatever like that, to try and clear out the thing because of his lack of space. I used to buy a lot of that, and occasionally he would hunt in the boxes or buy a figure or something here or there. But yeah, once or twice I asked him for the Spidey books, and I bought a few off him, but I don't know him well enough to go, I'm going to come to the shop. Can you bring your old Spidey books, sort of thing? So,
you don't have to know him well enough. You just tell him I'm coming in, chasing this stuff, and he'll bring it in. So,
you reckon he's got a decent stack of old stuff?
He's got. Go on his website? It's not the easiest thing to navigate, but you have a look. And he has a shitload of stuff. Dude, give me 1 second. I'm going to quickly grab a charger before my phone dies.
Okay. Yeah, and to be perfectly honest, Con, I don't even know if he'd remember me. Because I know the couple of times that I saw him after I was down at Bondi, he did remember me then, but I probably haven't seen Costa in probably maybe 10 years, maybe a little less, but I don't think he'd remember me anyway. He can't remember everybody.
You'd be surprised. Some people are pretty good.
I know the other guy that has a decent back catalogue is the guy from Adelaide.
Oh, John.
I don't know what his name is. Short.
ABC Comics.
Yeah, ABC Comics. Short, baldy guy or whatever like that. He's not very good with pricing. He's very overpriced and doesn't bargain much.
I normally get pretty good deals out of him, but I've been buying from him for a while.
Yeah.
I think it's with some of the sellers. It also comes down to the banter. If you have those conversations with them, after the second, third time, they start looking after you.
Yeah.
So
Whether it's James is totally different because I remember that Oz Comic Con was his first Melbourne show. I walked in, had a quick look, and then you introduced me to him. I eyed that Avengers #5, and he gave me like $100 off just like that. Like he almost cut the bloody cost of the book in half straight away. And I'm
yeah,
like, I know this guy is a good guy to deal with.
James has always been good like that. Like he did that for me. I went to Summernats and I decided to go see what comic things. And well, in saying that, I went to his shop probably 14, 15 years ago before he had moved. And I was just looking at, there was like the toys and stuff that he had back then. And I didn't buy anything because I wasn't collecting then. Then I decided to go when I went, I think it was 2018, I went to Nats. And I said, all right, I'm going to go to this shop. It's in a shopping center like High Point and that,
Yeah.
but a small version. And I go in and he goes, oh, can I help you? I didn't even know who he was then. Talking to him, he goes, what are you looking for? And this. And I had a few books. And I go, I'm looking for X-Men books. Give me a minute. Went out of the shop, come back in with 2 short boxes. And he goes, oh, this is all the X-Men stuff. And I end up picking up like 4 or 5 X-Men slabs from him. And same thing, instantly, just the price went from being like $800 for all of these books down to like 500.
Yeah.
So, and then I end up buying a whole bunch of books from him online, but through his. So he's got a young gentleman that works for him, and he was running the sales.
Was he the guy
And
that was at Oz Comic Con?
I don't know. I've never met the guy.
Oh, okay, because there was a young guy at Oz Comic Con with him.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that guy. So it could be him. But yeah, there was the sale online and I bought a few books and then I see they came from Penny's House of Awesomeness. So, and then obviously that first time when he came down, because I had spoken to him a few times online and stuff. So
let's have a look.
It does con. Especially, like I said, it also comes with the banter that you have with them. If you walk in there, pick your books up, pay and leave, you're less likely to get some communication with the sellers and them to go out of their way. But it also comes down to you as a buyer. If you put in the effort and you have a chat and you really like look and spend and that, then you get those connections where they look after you. You can, Mad Spidey will contest that I only shop at like 2 or 3 people now in Melbourne, unless I got no choice to get what I'm after. And I'm happy. I know it's probably not the best approach to take, but at least I know I'm getting looked after and it's hassle-free, issue-free. And I always end up getting what I need eventually.
I got it typed in Amazing Spider-Man, didn't even work.
For what?
Try and have a look at the Collector's Edge.
Oh,
Maybe if I do a hyphen.
Don't do the Amazing Spider-Man. Just do Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, it worked a bit better. Can we sort by price, high to low?
So you get your books from Big City Con. So you're that con.
Yeah. He's in Sydney, but he gets them from Mark.
Yeah, Mark tells me all the time about gentlemen from Sydney. But I never knew who you were exactly.
They got a 7.0 129.
How much?
$4,000, which is actually surprisingly enough, that's actually not too bad a price.
Yeah.
They got a
The
300.
With them, the website, like I said, it's not the best. If you type in Spider-Man instead of Amazing Spider-Man, you'll see that a lot of other shit will pop up.
Hmm.
And I think it's more the search engine that the website uses more than the way they put the books in.
He hasn't got that many older books unless it's just not on the website.
Yeah, it's easier just to say I'm chasing.
Bring
like
the good
in your
shit.
case, you'd be straightforward and say I'm chasing 1, 3, and 4,
Yeah.
and he'll say to you yes or no. But if it was like before and you needed 50 books and you say I'm chasing sub 100,
He'd bring in a couple of short boxes, yeah.
Yeah, of what he's got.
Mm.
Because that's what I normally do. I go in there, I look for the main things I look for in the boxes, and then I just go, what do you have in the back? And he'll go, what are you chasing? And I'll go, Marvel. And he'll pull out random piles of books and boxes for me to have a look through.
I only need 3 books for the whole entire run, including annuals. That's what we're saying. 1, 3, and 4 is all I need. Like, obviously, Amazing Fantasy, but that's not part of the ASM run, obviously. But yeah, only 3 books, all volumes, all annuals, only 3 books. Have you got a 1, 3, or 4 that's cheap for me to buy?
Everyone's a Spider-Man collector. Lucky I never got into it.
Oh yeah, that's a very expensive. Like, if anybody was ever going to say to me, I want to collect Marvel, I want to start from one of the original runs in the Silver Age, I would say do not collect Spider-Man, do not collect Hulk, and do not collect Fantastic Four, because they're the 3 worst to try and get. Like, obviously Hulk doesn't have the numbers because obviously it only went 1 to 6, and then they did the Tales to Astonish run, and then it went from 102 upwards. But getting those 6 books is extremely expensive, especially number 1. Number 1 is one of the highest priced books in all the Marvel Silver Age. And obviously Spider-Man and Fantastic Four is just littered with big boy books. I'd either say Avengers or Daredevil. X-Men's sort of in the middle, where it still has some big books, but still has a lot of like lesser keys and lesser sort of run fillers. But I would say either Daredevil or Avengers would probably be your 2 ones. Like, if you were going to go the lowest end, I'd go Daredevil for sure. There's only really number 1. That's the only really expensive book. Like, obviously, there's a lot of like First Electra and First Bullseye and stuff like that. But if I can pick up a First Bullseye for like $200, then anybody can. Still haven't got that bloody First Electra because everybody's priced it way too high over here.
I'll sell it to you.
$200?
Just for the signature, then you can pay for the book.
Oh, it's a signature. I don't want a signature book.
Frank Miller's signature.
Oh, it's definitely don't want the penis signature.
So, Con, I have, what number is Craven's first appearance? 13?
15.
15? I have a 15 for sale if you want, Con.
Yeah, 168. Daredevil 168. I still need that book. That's still on my hit list. I picked up a First Bullseye this year, actually, but yeah, I still need 168.
I got 168 from James, from my James, not Penny James.
James Joseph's James.
Yeah. So, and then end up getting it signed. So.
Yeah, and I just want a nice low grade complete copy, like I do with most of my old school books, so I can afford it, and I'm happy with.
I came across a lot of them when I was in Canada.
Yeah, no, they're pretty common over there, but over here, like I missed out on one of the Facebook auctions. I had, I think I ended up bidding, I bid $200 and it hit 9 o'clock, the cutoff time. Somebody bid 205 and I was like looking at it and said 901. I'm like, yes, I won it, $200, awesome, or whatever like that. And then the guy messaged me, and I bid on some other books as well. And the guy messaged me, oh, these are the books you won. I'm like, where's the 168? And he goes, you didn't win it. I go, I fucking did. I said it was 9 o'clock. Nobody else had hit the bid. And then he sent me and that's why I hate bidding on Facebook stuff all the time. Buy it now is fine, obviously, because you just go bin or sold or whatever. But he shows me the timestamp. It was literally 8:59 and 59 seconds when this guy bid. And I'm like, I saw it tick 9 o'clock and then it popped up. It ticked over to 9:01 and then it ticked up. But he sent me the thing and I'm like, fuck, I missed it by $5.
Yeah.
But I've seen it a couple of times in the last 2 months. I've seen it 2 or 3 times. But people are wanting to buy it now, $400, $500, $600. I'm like, it's FMV is nowhere near that. Even over here, that book should be no more than $300 max in a raw.
Yeah, it's just because of the key factor of it. It's like the Amazing Spider-Man 121 and 122 or 120, 122.
Oh yeah, Death of Gwen Stacy.
So I need the 121 because by key collectors thing, that has something to do with the Marvel DC crossover crap.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a lot later.
No, like all it is the fact that let me see. It's some weird thing. Like there's a shadow of a person or looks like somebody. It's just a weird, stupid thing.
Yeah, I thought the crossover stuff was later than those books though. That's what I thought, but obviously not.
No, they're like not the actual how do I explain it? Where it's actually Marvel and DC in the same book, just where there's been a whole bunch of books where there's been like a person who looks like the Hulk in there and a person who has a cape like Superman and an S, but isn't actually that person.
Oh, okay.
So, but where is it?
Yeah, I definitely preach that gospel as well, Con. I'm always a low grade is better than no grade because it's I'm not doing it for resale value. I'm doing it for me personally. So the only rules I adhere to is like obviously if I get a higher grade copy at a great price, I will buy a higher grade copy. But otherwise, if I can afford a lower grade copy, as long as it's complete, I'm fine. I can't do the no covers or the no back covers or things like that. If it's got a Marvel value stamp that doesn't affect the story, I don't care about that. So I have a couple of those. But yeah, as long as it's complete, I don't care.
Well, it's Amazing Spider-Man 123. So the funeral of Gwen Stacy.
Yep.
And it's Battle of Spider-Man versus Luke Cage. Luke Cage references DC. We ain't all rich playboys like Bruce Wayne.
Oh, okay. Is that all it is?
Yeah. So, but because I'm trying to get all the Marvel DC books, I need to get it. So, but fucking, yeah, there's some stupid fucking shit in the Marvel DC crossover stuff. And the amount of books it goes over. So there's 63 books in the Marvel DC crossover.
Oh God.
And I'm a good chunk into it. Like I'd say I got at least 40.
I didn't even think that was a thing. I can understand like the amalgam books and the actual DC Marvel like fighting each other crossover type books. I can understand all those sort of things, but I didn't know that, you know, there was actually a thing of like, oh, okay, this character was mentioned, or this is a rip off of this character and it's mentioned, and like that sort of thing. I didn't even know that was a thing.
There's a book, What the Book. So it's a Marvel What the Book. 2-page story titled Birth of a Hero by Todd McFarlane. Parody of Batman about how he chose his name, and has a cameo of the Joker.
Oh God. I have a few What the Books, not a lot, but I have a few.
Then there's obviously the Batman Daredevil books and the Batman Punisher books. So Night Stalker's book, Hannibal King, the Vampire Companion of Blade from Marvel Comics, pays his respect to Superman 1 month after Superman 75.
I have a couple of Night Stalkers books because I collected a lot of that Midnight Suns run, which when because it started in Ghost Rider, and then that's when they started Morbius, Night Stalkers, Darkhold. I think there might have been one other one or whatever. They all had posters that made up a big poster.
So there's a cameo crossover appearance of Spider-Man in a Legion of Superheroes book. So you're going to need to get that to finish your Spider-Man run.
Fuck no. Actually, to be perfectly honest, I actually need to look at my Spectacular and Web runs as well, because I know I have all of Volume 1 of Spectacular and all of Volume 1 of Web. I know I don't have all of the 90s, just like the self-titled Spider-Man series. Like when X-Men did theirs with Jim Lee, obviously Todd McFarlane started the Spider-Man one. I'm pretty sure I don't have all of those. But the problem is that they started confusing you because they started off at Spider-Man and then it went to Peter Parker Spider-Man, then it went back to Spider-Man, and it was so confusing. But then it started doing like all weird sort of stuff all over the place. So I need to like look at to see what I actually need, because I want to actually complete some of those. And Spidey 2099 too. I never completed that run either. Let's see. What if Volume 1? So I have number 6, number 11, number 12, and number 42. And then Volume 2, I have 17, 44, and 51.
So what number? 1 second. Let's see what the book is. So what the book is.
What the or what if?
No, what the.
Oh no, I don't have any what the books. They're the silly books.
Yeah.
I don't do the silly ones. It's like that, like those Eck books and what the and all that. So they did all those like stupid, like parody type books, and like I never bothered with those.
Yeah, Con. It is a crazy thing to collect, but I like my weird things to collect, and the crossover thing was one of the first things I started doing.
Well, it's something different and unique, that's for sure. It's not like the usual, like, I'm collecting an Amazing Spider-Man run, I'm collecting Uncanny X-Men run. You know, it's something a bit different.
And none of the books are extremely priced. They're not easy to come across because some of them are just dumb fucking books. Like you got an Aquaman 56. First appearance of an algae creature sent into space that would later appear in the Submariner. So there's some really, really stupid things that are considered crossover.
So that'd be more of a, it's on eBay and it's like $3. I might as well just buy it sort of type situations.
That's right. It's more just a matter of actually finding them.
Yeah. I picked up one crossover book with the DC logo. What was it? A Marvel book with a DC logo on it? Might have been one of the proper full crossover ones. Maybe
Yeah.
one of the amalgam books.
That's right. Or
Did you ever
probably
bother
got
with the amalgam stuff?
me. I've got them
Yeah.
all.
Oh, okay. So like all a Spider Boy and freaking all that sort of
Yeah.
weird shit. And
Yeah, I've got the whole set of them. I've got the Justice League versus Avengers. I've got the DC versus Marvel Comics. I've got DC All and Marvel All Access. So now pretty much it's only I've got the Amazing Spider-Man, Superman Treasury Edition, the Superman Fantastic Four Treasury Edition. I gotta get the Hulk and Superman because the one I got is a reprint, not the first printing. Superman Silver Surfer. So I've got a fair amount of them. There's one that will be like the most hardest one to get your hands on is a Teen Titans book because it was where is it? What happened is it's Teen Titans book, but inside the book is a Marvel book. The wrong cover on the book.
oh god.
So it's printing error. DC Comics New Teen Titans number 6 cover wrapped around the Marvel 2-in-1 number 74.
Oh god. That's going to be very, very obscure.
Only 2 known to exist, and one was listed for 1.1 million.
Oh god. Yeah, I think you forget about that one then.
Yeah. But so they both used the same printer back then and they fucked up.
How about you just buy the 2 separate books, rip the cover off the DC book, and then just staple it together?
That's right. It'll be the cheaper option. I already have the number.
It's on Heritage for $1.1 million, but I made mine Frankenstein style for $5. Oh god.
Well, surprisingly, my perfect 10 of the JLL Avengers book, the Heritage told me that I can get around 3 to 4 grand American for it.
Because that's signed, isn't it?
No, I sent it to get signed, but
They missed the
passed
cut
away.
off. Yeah.
So right now it's one of like 20, I think, that exists in a perfect 10. If it had been signed, it would be one of 3.
Oh shit.
Signed in a perfect 10.
It's not often that you can find it's hard enough finding a 9.9, let alone a 10.
That's right. So because it's a square bound book, there's a fair amount in the 10. So hopefully it keeps going.
For a newer book, yeah. For older books, trying to find a square bound book in a high grade of any kind of book is extremely rare.
Yeah. Especially the way they used to make them back then.
Because I remember when I bought Silver Surfer 3, First Mephisto, because that's a square bound book. And I remember, I can't remember, I bought off somebody, I can't remember who it was. And they're like, can you please check the book to make sure, it's because it was a low grade. And he's like, can you check the book first just to make sure you're all right with it? Because he goes, it's a square bound book. And he goes, they're notorious for spine splits on like both sides of the square bound book or whatever like that. So just be very careful. I had a bit of a spine split, but for the price, I didn't care. I just wanted the book.
Right.
I think I might have actually bought it off Bruce, I think.
He does have some good books sometimes.
Oh, he's always got books I want. Just whether I can afford the pricing that he's paying, whether it's worth it or not. And we've had this discussion about a million times before.
That's right.
I'll only buy the books that I know I can either get a good deal on or that he's actually got at a rate, because he just prices his books on fair market value. So it's not like, he's charging 20 or 30% above fair market value. For most of his big books, it's like spot on fair market value at the time or around the time. That's why they always seem a bit high.
Sometimes he's a bit over. Especially if he's got that unique book that he knows that he
Nobody
has.
else sells.
Yeah.
That's why I've been eyeing off, because I'm pretty sure he's still got that copy of First Black Widow. I've been eyeing that off. Like every show I've seen him at for the last 6 months, he still had that book. And I'm willing to pay a decent amount of money for that book, because it's not a cheap book. But I'm like, I keep looking at it going, $1,000 is still a lot of money. Like, yeah, okay, probably fair market value should be more around probably 700 to 800 for a raw copy. But I'm like, I don't think he'll be willing to come down unless I spend like $2 or $3 grand with him. He probably won't come down more than about $100 on that book.
I think you just need to ask the question. If you know you're happy to spend that money and you got it, you just go to him straight and plain. I want that book.
I'm prepared to pay $800 for this book. Will you do it?
Yeah,
no. Okay, well, don't worry about it then.
Yeah, I've done it with him before, and he said
I think I've done it a couple of times.
Bruce is more the how good of a day he's having or not will determine how lenient he is with his pricing.
I think I've caught him surprisingly enough, I think I've caught him at both ends of the scale, where he's had a really good day and he's like, oh yeah, I'll do it for you for this price. So like, a decent discount. And it's been the opposite, because I remember when I did the vintage thing that Andrew helps run, the big one that they did at the race course or whatever, that the giant sized one. I said because I saw Bruce later in the day and I still had a couple $100 on me. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get this, and this or whatever like that. And I'm like, oh, how's your show been going? He goes, I've barely sold anything and all that sort of stuff. Haven't done many sales or whatever like that. Everybody seems to be interested more in toys than in comics at this show. And he still gave me a decent discount. He goes, oh yeah, well, it's better than, he goes, oh, I'll give it to you for this price. He goes, it's better than, it's probably the best sale I've had for the day. So I think he'll do it at both sides of the coin sometimes. So
but depends. I think with Bruce, it's more just the overall day.
Yeah.
If he's in a good mood, can make a big factor. If he's not, but then it also comes down with Bruce loyalty. If you buy from him all the time,
which I do quite often. Nearly every show, I'll at least buy something from Bruce.
Yeah, you see that the pricing gets better and better and better each time.
Like he's not a penny discounter, but he's still a decent discounter. Whereas like somebody like Tim is ridiculously overpriced in nearly all his books, and he budges bugger all. Like he'll give you a little bit of a deal, but it won't be like I get better deals from Bruce than I get from Tim. That's why I don't ever buy from Tim.
It's very rarely that Tim had stuff that I was looking for. I used to buy a lot of the smaller stuff from his boxes, but never really the bigger stuff from Tim. Whereas Bruce, it seems like Bruce seems to get new stuff all the time. Because you can always go to Bruce and find something that you haven't seen.
Yeah.
Whereas Tim, it always seems to be the same stuff.
Yeah, because he's overpriced and he doesn't sell much.
But it's one of those things, like everything, it's hit and miss. I found that the last 2 years when I stopped buying widely and just buying everything I could see and focus on the X-Men and that, I found who the proper people to buy from are.
Yeah.
Because like I bought a decent chunk of like 9 or 10 books from Bruce. And it was like number 7, number 9, and all these others, number 50. So first Polaris I got from Bruce, all in one go. And it was a decent price, decent discount. I got first Lobo from him. It was one of those ones. He had this price on it. And I said, Bruce, I got this much. Happy? Yep. And gave it to him.
He actually had that Polaris book because 49 is actually a first appearance. Number 50 is just the iconic cover. The dollar thing. It's like Hulk 180 and 181. Like 181 is the big boy book. But yeah, number 50 is the big boy book. And he had it at Oz Comic Con this year when he was like literally right behind Penny.
Yeah.
And he had an $800 price on it. And I'm like, I know it's a decent price book, but it's not an $800 book in a raw.
Yeah.
And did you buy what?
Not that one. I bought it earlier in the year.
Oh yeah. I don't know who it was, but I actually stumbled across somebody's who I didn't know. I actually stumbled across like either a post on Facebook or IG or something like that of some random dude I never heard of. And he goes, "Oh, I picked up this from, from back issue comics or whatever like that, today. And, I was so happy to own this book and stuff like that." And I'm like, he did no mention of any discount or whatever like that. I'm like, did you pay $800 for that book? Actually, I think he had $850 on it. And I actually eyed it off because I want that book. And I'm just like, I'm not paying fucking $800 for it. I pay $300 or $400 for it in a raw, but I'm not paying fucking $800 for it. Unless it's like an absolutely even if it's an 8 or a 9, I still wouldn't even buy that book at that sort of price because it's a book that I want, but I don't want to be paying that kind of price for it.
I paid it about $300-400 for my copy that I got.
Yeah, so I'd be happy paying $300 or $400.
The book seems to be jumping like crazy in the American market because of all the talk about Jason Momoa playing him. But I think if you can get it at a really decent price at the moment, I would jump on it. Even if it's just an investment flip book, which is the only reason I bought it, because I honestly don't give a fuck about him. I bought it with the intention of it going up because I got mine. I bought it slabbed. So,
well, it's like what Mark from Legion was saying. Like he goes, like obviously he's like majorly a DC guy. Like he does collect some Marvel stuff, but he's majorly a DC guy. And that's what he's been doing for about the last 12 to 18 months is he's just been buying up all these old school DC keys because everybody's chasing the big Marvel books, that all the DC keys are going unnoticed, and he's been picking them up fucking dirt cheap. He's actually like, he doesn't do spec, but he goes, if you want that Forever People book, it is Forever People, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's Omega Men. Omega Men number 3.
Yeah. His first appearance, and then his book is Forever.
Forever People is Dark Side. Yeah. Like he said, like if you can find this book, just buy it. He goes, hey, whether you like the character or not, it's a good book to have in your collection.
Well, I got that off Bruce before the hype kicked in, and mine's I think a 9.0 or a 9.2, and I got it at a crazy price, and it's already nearly doubled to tripled in value.
And that's the thing. Like, it may or may not happen. You'd have to be a long-term investment, because I know what they're saying at the moment is that if Aquaman 2 doesn't do well, which is not doing well at the moment, there may be a halt on all DC major projects for at least 3 to 4 years.
Nah, that's bullshit.
I don't know. I've heard it from a lot of sources.
They've just announced, I think yesterday and today, that Superman Legacy is ready to go.
That's still going ahead, like regardless of Aquaman 2. But after that,
Aquaman 2 was never going to make money.
yeah, got offered
The
one
only
around
thing,
$400. What kind of, is it raw? Is it slabbed? What sort of? So $400 would probably be pretty close to the mark at the moment for us.
no, 400's a bit, unless it's slugged, is a bit high.
But if it's a really nice, clean, raw copy, like something that maybe get an 8 or a 9, you might be close to the mark.
Nah. That's oh, now with the price jump, yeah, you'd be very close. Because I think I paid about
Raw high grade. Okay. If you think it's like, I'm not a professional grader myself, but if it's something in the mid to high 8s or low 9s or anything higher than that you think it might be, it would probably be pretty close to the mark.
let's have a look. Lobo.
Omega Man 3.
Yeah. See what it's sitting at the moment. So, according to this on Key Collector, it's sitting at $85 American for a high grade.
Don't go off Key Collector. Key Collector's useless when it comes to pricing. You got to go off eBay last sold or something like cover price or something like that.
I don't have cover price.
Yeah, neither do I.
Let's check.
eBay last sold.
Omega Man 3.
Yeah, the Aquaman movie has bombed. Surprisingly enough, it's actually doing better in the international market than it is in the US market. Apparently, it's done about 50 or 60 mil in the US market, and it's done about 90 or 100 in the international market. But I don't know I think the budget was like 250 or 300 mil, so it's still nowhere even close to breaking even.
Well, one sold for 120
US or Australian?
Australian.
Oh.
And the photos look really decent. I think at the 400 mark, you'd need to be having it slabbed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be spending 400 on a roll.
Yeah, can't pull the trigger at that price. It's probably a wise choice. I think once you get over, and this statement is depending on person. Once you get over a certain dollar amount, you really got to be careful. Like, to me, it's like I sort of look at a book. Anything over about $200 or $300, you've really got to start thinking about, is it actually worth it, especially when it's over here. Because obviously our market is stupidly priced because it's currency conversion and shipping and insurance and all the bullshit. So that's why everything's very high price. So sometimes you can't take US fair market value prices for granted because it's not going to really apply over here as much. But yeah, I would say, I know, Simon always says, I struggle to buy a book in over $100. I'm like, that's not necessarily a bad thing to be, but if you are trying to look at big boy books, you need to have your cutoff time where you really need to look at the price and go, do I want this book that much?
I would put it this way: if you were willing to spend the $400,
it's probably a better book to buy.
There's better books that you can get for that $400. But if you were desperate for that book, on eBay, the last one that sold at that mark was the CGC 9.8.
So if you're looking for that,
9.2s, 9.4s were all selling for around the $80 to $200 mark.
And that's the other thing. I know, Rob has said, a lot, is that he's looking for that sweet spot when he's been buying these big boy books, because he's picked up a fucking shitload of big boy books this year. He's been looking at, he goes, okay, well, obviously, I want this book in, we'll say, a 6 or a 7, right? Even for a big boy book. And then he goes, I don't look at the 0.5s and the 1s and the 2s and the 2.5s because everybody's trying to buy up all the low grade books because that's what they can afford. He goes, what I do is I go up another grade or so and look at that intermediate sort of grade where nobody's really looking at, and he's buying the better deals from those grades. Buying a graded copy for that kind of money.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you are going to be spending that kind of money, yes.
And a 9.8 at that price point.
Yeah. For a 30-year-old book, 35-year-old book, something like that.
I know you say it's hard because you don't have the many shops to look at, but I'm sure you've heard of a seller named Dave Hopkins. He's David Wade Hopkins, I think his name is.
The name sounds familiar. I don't think I've ever bought anything of him, but I think I've heard of the name.
He's in a lot of the Facebook groups. He does a lot of he does the Penrith show. He does a lot of the smaller shows, and he has a decent range of books for a Sydney guy. He is I've bought off him a few times and I've never had issues and I've had good deals with him. I don't know if he's still the same because it's been a while since I have bought off him, but he is a Sydney-based guy you might want to look into, especially if you want to start spending that sort of money on books.
And there's also, if you're talking Sydney-based, probably hasn't got this range because he's not really like a comic shop type guy, but he does get some decent books. My boy Michael Broncos. He, like, obviously his real last name's not Broncos, but he goes by that on the Facebook groups. Just your Grail Hunters, get to know some people. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Michael Broncos on thing. He sells a lot of things, but he lets me do payment plans. He always gets me cool books. Like, he'll just drop me a note and say, I picked up some Silver Age Marvel books. What do you want? You know, and stuff like that. So he does that to me. He's a really, really trustworthy guy. He'll let you do payment plans. But yeah, you know, it's up to you.
Don't let me know about this?
He's the one that contacts me half the time.
Yeah, but you can
He's
say
on the Facebook groups.
I've never seen his name. Yeah. Which group?
He's in Longbox. He's in Comics and Toys. He's in the, what is it, Comics Sellers Australia or something, I think, as well.
I have to.
So he's in most. They're I'm only in like the 3 or 4 main ones. So, like, I'm in Grail Hunters, but I'm not really, like, they don't really sell as many books. They're all just talking about, you know, what they bought, and Neville just uses it for flexing.
Yeah, he likes to show off.
Yeah, I have 10 copies of Daredevil #1 in 5 different languages. It's like, yeah. How about you let one of your 181s go for a decent price for me, Neville? Yeah. Not gonna happen.
Grail Hunters is a decent group to get to know some people.
Yeah, it's a fun group.
And there's a lot of sellers in there. Like, there was the one that I met at Billy's last show, who's from the group, which I bought all those, the Miles Morales book and the acetate book and all that stuff from. So, and then obviously even try only 35 cents. I'm sure he'll ship. He had a really decent bunch of books at the last show I seen him at.
Yeah, I didn't realize whether he was actually a seller or not, because he's like, I've got this, because he's got one of the books that I like. He actually showed me, like, when he hopped on Spidey's Outback. He's like, I've got one of those books if you still want it. Send me a list of what you want. And I'm like, You do not want me to send you a list. That's a fucking long list.
Yeah, well, he was, you know how I bought the Wolverine, the Frank Miller Wolverine books?
Oh, the 4-part mini
The
series.
mini series, yeah. I got them off him and some of the other books.
Was he at Billy's show, was he? Or
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Where are they?
Yeah, Dave.
So I didn't know who he was. Like he knew, I'm pretty sure he knew who I was, but I didn't have a clue who he was. But yeah,
I still need number 4 of that. I have 2 number 1s for fuck's sake.
So I got
Daredevil and
Batman,
Batman.
Daredevil. So I picked up this from him.
Oh yeah, classic cover. The Super Nintendo game cover.
Yeah. So because there's been a lot of hype. So you want this one?
Yeah, I still need that fucking book. I don't know how the hell I ended up with 2 number 1s.
I got this from the Grail Hunter guy.
How much did you pay for that?
He had that on it.
I would have paid $300 for it.
But I didn't get it for that because I bought a whole bunch of books. So I got that from Dave.
Oh yeah, Citizen Kang series, yep.
So from the Grail Hunters guy, I got the Iron Fist. I got Acetate.
Acetate Gate.
And I got Secret Wars.
Oh yeah.
Variant
homage cover.
And
oh yeah, the first issue. That's first issue or first volume, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I end up getting these 4 books, and the price was whatever it was, and he took like $200 off.
Nice.
With the first thing. And
He's got some big boy books too.
I got the clear backing board.
Yeah, they're like non-existent over here.
So that was from the Grail Hunters guy. But even Dave, because me and Mickey bought a whole bunch of books from him, and he did us a great deal as well. So if he keeps popping up at shows, he'll be someone that I go and have a look at straight away too. And he had a lot of different books. And I'm pretty sure he's got other copies of number 4 if you're chasing it.
Number 4, what?
The Wolverine.
Oh, 4. Okay. Yeah, it's just something that if I stumble across it and it's a reasonable price, I'll grab one. But
yeah, I need number 1. I got 2, 3, and 4, but I haven't picked up a number 1 yet.
I'll see if I can. I'm pretty sure I've got 2 number 1s. I'll see if I can dig it out and I can just give it to you. I'm pretty sure I got 2 number 1s.
We can work out something. I'm sure I got some shit you want.
Everybody's got shit on. Oh fuck! Is it? I didn't even realize what time it was. It's fucking 20 to 1. Like not that it matters for me because I'm on holidays, but I'm just thinking, fuck, you got to work tomorrow or what?
I do, but I don't have a set time for working.
I
run my own business, so I get up and work when I want.
Sorry, fucking high roller, Mr. Boss Man.
I'm sorry that I run my own business.
It's only jealousy in the voice, that's all.
I'll go work for someone. Who do you want me to go work for?
Mr. Beast.
It's bad enough I've got 2 jobs. I'll add a 3rd one.
Oh, fuck. The way that guy dishes out fucking money, I don't think you'd need to work. You just work for him.
Yeah, I've heard stories about him. I don't think he'd be the best person to work for.
Yeah, it's
I
and
find it
always you always wonder whether it's just a front for the cameras, whether it's like, oh, I'm going to give you 10 grand if you just pull down your pants or whatever, like
I
that sort of thing.
I believe that some of it's real,
Mm.
but I don't care how many views and shit you're getting on YouTube and Instagram. There's no way you're getting that much money to be able to be giving away the amount of money he's giving away.
Yeah, well, he is the biggest YouTuber,
Yeah,
so
but
he'd be earning the most amount of money. But he's got like memberships, he's got businesses, and like he's even got like retail chains of like burger stores and stuff, and he's got all sorts of fucking shit at the moment. So he's got his hands in everything.
yeah, I know, but you still, the amount of money and things he's giving away and the amount of videos he drops, you'd
Mm.
have to be making 2, 3, 400,000 a day
Yeah, at least.
to be able to keep up with it all.
Mm. And I know, like, obviously, totally different scale. But I know guys that have just hit the $1,000 mark, $1,000, 1,000 subs mark and are monetized. Like you're literally talking like, you know, you get in a year might be $20 or $30 or something like that if you're lucky for the year. So I suppose if you do the math, and he's got like 6 million, 10 million fucking subs or something like that. I suppose it just depends on the times, the views, and the ads watched, and all that sort of stuff. Like he might still be making, he'd be able to make a living to obviously, you know, be comfortable on,
Yes,
but not necessarily giving away $50,000 or $100,000 cars and 10 grand to some random dude on the street and shit like that. So
that's right. And all these tablets and iPhones and
mm.
this and that. I
Yeah,
think
I saw that one at Halloween where he's like literally kids coming to his door and he's putting like a fucking $1,000 bloody iPhone in their bloody bags and shit.
that's I believe that he does do the stuff, but I don't believe all of it's real.
Yeah.
So, but it's like any YouTuber. You like now they've made it 500 subscribers, not 1,000. 500 hours, not 1,000 hours.
No. It's 500 subscribers with 3,000
and 3,000 hours. So,
but that's different type of money because you don't get ad revenue. It's only membership. You can do your own membership and you can get super chats, but that's all you can get. There's no ad revenue at all until you do the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours. But you still have to go through the process though.
But that should be the way it should be. Like, there might be a person whose channel is never gonna get those thousands and thousands of subscribers, but it doesn't mean he shouldn't be able to profit from the whole thing.
Yeah, get ad revenue because like now, obviously, once I get the 3,000 hours, if I do get the 3,000 hours, I won't be doing membership. Fuck no, because nobody's going to be fucking wanting membership for me, saying I'm so like sporadic with my content and stuff like that. But the super chats would be helpful because I do what Lee does. Because Lee's said from the start, he goes, I'm going to do a membership. All the money is getting put aside for him to go to the States. That's what his goal was. He said that from the start. He goes, I'm not doing, I might do some exclusive content for members and stuff like that, but I'm not doing it to buy giveaway prizes for, milestones or anything like that. This is what I'm using it for. So if you want to do the membership, I'm grateful. If you don't, that's fine. And I think that's why I think he might be going to Heroes this next year. I'm not sure whether that's confirmed or not, but a lot of guys are saying it. So I haven't asked him directly, but that's what he did for his membership. As I said, I can't do the membership thing. It's not in me to do that. But the super chats, $1 here, $2 there, $5 here would definitely help. If it's just something aside and out of sight, just let it pile, and it might help somewhere.
It builds up. You don't think twice about it. that's why, like, I keep saying to myself, if I get to this stage, I do this. If I get to this stage, and for a while there, I was consistently doing new videos every couple of days. But now, my aim was to try and get to 200 before the end of the year, but there's no chance that's happening.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed, like, my subs have dramatically, well, not like, I suppose the way it's become very stagnant.
Yeah.
Like, I've been sitting around, between 523 and about, actually no, between about 521 and about 526. Like, lose one, gain one, lose one, gain one, lose three, gain two, gain five, then gain two, and then, like all that, but always between that bracket, probably about the last 2-3 months. I just can't break into the 530s at all. So it's become very stagnant, but my watch hours have increased quite a lot since doing Spidey's Outback.
Yeah, because you're dead center in the middle of peak watching time.
Yeah, because I've, like, for the first, because this is going into my, this is my third year. Haven't finished the third year, but this is my third year. First 2 years, I was averaging between about 300 to 500 watch hours per year. And now in this year, even though, like, I think it's April is when the third year actually finishes. So I can actually say I've been doing it for 3 years. But at the moment, I'm sitting on about 1,600 or 1,700 watch hours. So it's dramatic. Ever since doing the Spidey's Outback, has dramatically increased.
Well, I've been between 160 and 168 was the highest I hit for the last 1 month.
I literally just got a new subscriber. There's somebody lurking in the background.
I got Cliff subscribed to me before. So
somebody else already subscribed to.
Yeah, I'm back at 166. But I don't get much. It takes forever for the watch hours for my lives to show up. Because even the one I did nearly 3 weeks ago still says I got 0 watch hours from it.
Yeah, it shouldn't be any more than a week, because I'll look at that, like, I'll look at Spidey's Outback. Once about an hour after I finished with it, you can see that it's increased a little bit, but not within a couple of days to a week is when the full time hits.
The first day, it'll tell me I've had like 2 or 3 or whatever. Then it'll go to 0 and doesn't show up again for weeks.
No, that's weird.
Yeah.
If we look at YouTube Studio, 365 days. So I'm sitting on 1,688 hours at the moment. But you can also see the bracket where I started Spidey's Outback.
Yeah.
So, like, you got all this, little bit of spike, little bit there, all low, and then boom, all Spidey's Outback.
I'm at 249, so I'm not even close.
But it's also funny, like, looking at just like the 7 days.
Yeah.
It's like nothing. Spidey's Outback, nothing. But saying that, this one's a little bit harder because I hadn't done much content because of, obviously all the, bullshit that's been going on with me lately that, I haven't been. But, like, obviously now I've released 1 or 2 videos in the last couple of days, and I've still got a couple more sitting in the can and on the phone at the moment. That I'm going to be able to release in the next week. Oh, it deserves more. And that's the other thing. Like, the thing you don't realize is that you don't realize once you start pumping out videos. Oh, lost you for a second then.
Yeah.
once you start pumping out videos, you don't realize the amount of videos that actually rack up so quickly. Like I was looking. Let's have a look. View channel. So I've done 292 videos.
Yeah.
And
Way more.
And I'm like, I didn't even realize. I thought, oh, maybe I've done 100 videos. Like, obviously, that's not including shorts and not including lives. Like, obviously, I haven't done many shorts and I haven't done many lives. But I just didn't realize I'd done 209. So I've done almost 300 pre-recorded videos.
Where does it tell you how many videos you've done?
Oh, it's right up. When you just look at your main page, it'll actually say
Oh.
right up the top.
Let's see. Not in studio, you mean on YouTube, yeah?
No, yeah, just normal YouTube.
Let's see how many I've done.
So you might think, oh, I've done like 20 videos or 30 videos, and it might say you've done like 80 or 90 videos.
I know I've did a fair amount. Where is it? 120 videos.
Yeah, there you go. You're like, well, how the fuck did I do that many? You just don't even realize how quickly it racks up.
Yeah, well, I've got a new, like an interview show that I'm working on. I got to film the first. I want to get a few episodes filmed before I start releasing it, so I can always be ahead.
Oh, so you're not going to do them live? You're just going to pre-record them?
I thought about doing them live, but if I do them live, then I get slack. And if I can't get the people I want to interview on when I'm trying to do it live, makes it difficult. So I figured if I pre-record, I can have 3 or 4 recorded, drop them while still recording the next ones.
And you can also schedule to what works out for both of you, instead of like going, oh, Jamie Johnson, I want to interview you or whatever like that. And it's like, okay, how about this time? No, how about this time? It's like 2 months down the track, 6 months down the track. Oh, now we have a spare spot.
Yeah. That's all. I want to do Grey Man and Ross. So I figured it'd be easier just film them. Then I can edit them a bit, do an intro, do all that stuff, start getting them out.
Yeah.
And then obviously in January, I got to do a freaking reorganize of this shit behind me, because I got so much shit sitting on the floor that needs to go in the cabinet. So try and reorganize, get some of that stuff going. I got a whole fucking shitload of shit I need to do for giveaways. Well, trying to get some subscribers. So I think when January comes along, I might actually start doing a push to get some things going.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of the same thing. Maybe do a push to 600 or something, and like that's the thing. Like I won Mark's Legion loot last month, and like 90% of it is all DC books. And the Marvel books that are in there, I pretty much already have. So it's like I may only put like 2 books in out of about the stack. Like there was about a stack of books, about that much, including a slab. And I reckon it probably would have been maybe 20 books, and I reckon I'm keeping like 2. So I'm like, I might be able to use it as. The only problem is like there's nothing really super big in there. Like unless you're a Superman guy, it's still fairly recent-ish sort of Superman. Like even the slab's a Superman slab. But it's all like the Reign of Superman stuff, like those square bound comics and stuff like that all the different colored books from the different series.
Yeah.
Which I don't know much about anyway, but yeah, like I'm just thinking I just need something to sort of like a bit of a draw card instead of just going, oh, here I'm giving away a pile of $5 books and like a $50 slab sort of thing. It's like it's nothing really to sort of jump at unless you're a big Superman fan and you don't have them.
That's what I've got lucky. I've got a few slabs sitting there. And when I was in Canada, I bought a few doubles of books I already have at decent pricing to use as giveaways.
Yeah.
And now that I'm getting all the shit from the fucking suppliers, I've got a whole shitload of random shit that I can start giving away.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of me getting the things ready and saying, yeah, I'm giving away this. If I hit this, giving away this. If I hit that, and actually doing it.
The
Which is,
other and this is the funny thing, like it's kind of cheating a little bit. But what you need to do is when you do, like if you're going to do it, if you say, look, I'm going to do a giveaway push to 200 subs, try and jump on a Legion live stream on the Friday night for us, mention it, and I can guarantee you within an hour you'll probably have it, because Mark will do a fucking message push. He did it because he did it for me when I did my, it was either 300 or 400. I think it might have been the 400. I literally got like about 40 or 50 subs within an hour. Obviously, you know, they drop off and they come back. They drop off and they come back. But like 80 to 90% of them stuck. And then I only needed like about 5 subs to actually get to that milestone when I needed like 50 originally.
I'm trying to be more active in these things because I don't want to be the person who's never been on the stream. First time on the stream is trying to push for subs.
I don't necessarily push for it, but just, you know, you might say, oh, Sean, it's the first time in your thing, and you're like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. You know, oh, I'm doing a bit of a push for 200 at the moment. If anybody hasn't subscribed or whatever like that, just say it like it's sneakily or whatever like that, and then you'll watch Mark go, yep, done.
I know what's his face did it for me, Roger.
Oh, Metarog.
Yeah, Metarog done it, and I got a shitload out of it last time. That's why. But like with Mark, up until to your stream like 2-3 weeks ago, I've watched his stream and I've commented a few times, but I've never really chatted with him and stuff.
Oh, Mark he'll still take notice, because he would have noticed you during C3 as well, you know, bidding on stuff and things like that. So Mark takes notice to see of things like that. So
yeah, I'm not desperate for subs, so I rather build up the relationships first and then get pushes from people when it happens. And I think the minute I reorganize the back cabinets and do the room tour again, I'll get another shitload of fucking subs like I did last time.
Oh, that's all right. Like, because when I had Dave on Sunday and I was putting his link in the chat and whatever like that, he was at 170 on the dot. Now he's at 187. So even my small influence helped him.
Yeah, I get a few subs here and there from yours when I come on with you, even with Simple, when we do like the bagging, boarding and stuff.
Yeah,
I always get 1, 2, 3 here and there. So it's just a matter of
letting it go organically.
Yeah, I'm not one of those ones where I'm really trying to push like crazy. I just want 200 as the milestone, hit it. So
and then just see where it goes from there.
Yeah, pretty much. It gets to whatever it gets. I think if I was a bit more active when I was overseas without the crap that happened, it probably would have been a lot further along than it is.
Yeah, and I've always said the same. Like, I've always said, like, I want subs to increase, and it increase organically, but I don't want this, like, I hate stagnant types, because you still feel a little disheartened when your number doesn't move at all. Like, okay, yes, my watch hours are now increased, but that's obviously because of that one influence and one show. But you still want your subs to increase slowly anyway. Like, I don't mind big jumps, but, a sub here or a sub there or whatever. That doesn't have to be 10 at a time or 20 or 50 at a time, but 1 here, 2 there, 1 here, 5 there. Still makes me feel like I'm doing something right.
That's
right. If it just sits at the same subs for months, you're like, do I need to change the whole channel? Do I need to give up? What do I need to do? It gets a bit disheartening sometimes.
I think it's more the fact that there's a lot of channels that start up, do all this big stuff, and get a lot of the limelight instantly.
Mm.
Because
there's been a lot of channels this year, especially, that have fucking exploded. But it's the new wave, because you've got what they call like the COVID boomers. So you got people like DJ Lynx and Mark from Legion and Whack Comics and people like that started during COVID because everybody was at home and they had nothing else to do but spend money and watch YouTube. So they all hit like 1,000 subs and 2,000. Now they're at 3 or 4 or 5,000 subs. Still done the legwork, but like they got to that 1,000 pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It took them 2 years or whatever to hit that 1,000. Whereas now you've got the shorts boom where all these guys, like I know Collecting with Durs, like he's already at 2,000 subs and he's barely even been doing it for a year. But the problem is he's getting it all through shorts. So people are not necessarily watching his regular content. So he's not going to get monetized because he hasn't got the watch hours.
Yeah.
Because you have to have 10 million views with shorts to get monetized, which is like near impossible unless you're like a multi 100,000 sub bloody channel. But
and that's in 30 days too.
Yeah. So it's extremely hard to get monetized through shorts, and you got to be able to keep it up year after year after year. Whereas I'd rather be monetized organically if I get monetized, because I know I've done the legwork and it's just occurred naturally. It's not through, doing shorts or, anything like that. It's just happened normally.
Well, I'm going to shoot a whole shitload of shorts when I reorganized that stuff with all the shit. That I think a lot of people comment on my collection, but my biggest downfall is I had my collection before I started doing YouTube.
Yeah.
So I haven't had all the unboxings and the reviews of this and reviews of that because I have to freaking backdate it and go take it off the shelf, bring it on the table,
dust all the crap off it,
shoot the video, then do a review, and then what do you do? Which this, which that, the amount of stuff. That's why, I've got an idea what I'm going to do with this Sentinel, the Hasbro Sentinel once get it out and put it in the cabinet. And then now I'm trying to find the Legends so I can set up the Legends with it. So it's going to be an interesting January. We'll see how things go. If I actually start doing the stuff and keep doing it, I'll fall off again.
Yeah. And that's the hard thing, is keeping up the consistency. That's the hardest thing to do.
Yes. Especially for me. My work life is inconsistent.
Yeah.
So now it's not so bad. It's slow because Christmas, but I could finish at 8 o'clock at night. I could finish at 2 in the afternoon.
Well, you can finish 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. When I do that work, I do. That's why, it's hard for me Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because if I'm working there, I normally get the end of Mark's show most times, or I just miss it, and I get Brian's breakfast show every now and then.
Yeah, so I'm usually asleep when Brian's on, because usually 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever like that when it's on. So I'm passed out by then. But
and that's the time I'm normally getting home. So it makes it hard.
I could see shadows moving. I think possums are up on the fence line.
Yeah, they're wanting to come on YouTube.
Yeah, probably. Probably. I think I need to go because I'm absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been drinking too much and sitting still for almost 4 hours, and I think it's time to go to the little boys' room.
No stress at all, dude. Thank you very much for hanging out.
Always a pleasure, mate. Always a pleasure.
Yes, well, I know I'm not working Sunday till the evening, so I will.
Oh, well, I'll shoot you a link, and if you can jump on. If not, it's all good.
I can jump on for a bit, but I think I would say most likely I'll be starting around 6, so I can do the morning shift of your 12-hour.
Oh yeah, I don't think I'll be going for 12 hours.
I wouldn't put it past you.
Oh yeah.
You say I'll be lucky if I get an hour. 6 hours later, you're still streaming.
Yeah, I do say that to try and boost myself up.
I'm sure you'll get enough of them jumping on.
Get some pity people to jump on for me and hang out with me. And
just start pimping it now, and you'll give them like 1 hour brackets so they can wake up at 2 a.m. and stay on till 3, and the next person.
If I can get the Insomniac crew to jump on, like CJ's crew or whatever, to jump on, then I know I'll be able to go for at least 6 or 7. But yeah, I don't know about 12.
Yeah, it'll be a great push if you do get it. Take care, Con. Hopefully we'll catch you on another stream.
Exactly. All right. Well, I better go.
No, dude. Take care, mate.
Catch you later. Yeah.
Yeah.